common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code HEALTH, or text HEALTH to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code HEALTH.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text HEALTH to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
With traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Baer.
Good afternoon, Donnie. West of Sign, southbound 465. That's a stall at Sam Jones Expressway, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic to Washington Street. Northbound 69, Fisher, stop-and-go traffic from Cumberland Road. Almost to Campus Parkway, about Brook School Road, in fact. Looking at inbound 65, slow 21st to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's Best of the Year sale. Best sale of the year. Labor Day sale. Upgrade today and save up to $900 on select adjustable mattress sets from Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, and Sealy. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast, brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Will be mostly clear this Wednesday evening, with temperatures dropping into the mid-60s, so a little warmer than the last few evenings have been. Winds out of the southeast at 5-10 miles per hour are the reason for that change. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
The Hammer and Nigel show up next. I'm Donnie Burgess, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there, as you heard earlier on in the WIBC newscasts. Richard Allen, who is the suspect in the Delphi murders. The lawyers aren't going to be able to present their ritual sacrifice theory to the jury. Hammer.
This was the Odinism claim. Like, I got to be honest with you. Maybe I've lived in a bubble. I had no idea what Odinism was until the Delphi hearings and upcoming trial.
I'd never heard of it before in my life, and maybe that's one of the reasons why the defense was trying to use that theory as to whom or whoever was the actual culprit to the deaths of those two poor little girls.
Donnie Burgess has been covering this story from the beginning. He joins us now in studio, out of the newsroom into the studio. So, Donnie, take us through exactly what happened today.
This was the big one. This was the theory and strategy that the lawyers for Richard Allen had been banking on for a long time. And to get everyone listening up to speed, their strategy was not only to say that the girls were killed in a ritual sacrifice based in Odinism. Their strategy was not only to say, here's a group of men who also could have done it. This ruling from Special Judge Fran Gall also knocks out several other aspects of their strategy that apparently can no longer be introduced in the trial. And what I mean by that is cell phone geofencing data that they were going to use to challenge the state's timeline and to prove that Richard Allen was not there when they say he was, and things like that. This is also completely eliminating the possibility of the defense bringing up, hey, here's a PowerPoint presentation the state offered us a long time ago when the state was looking into these other men. And there are several things that are not just Odinism and third-party suspects that are now off the table.
So the judge today, Judge Fran Gall, says for the upcoming trial, which is scheduled to begin in October, the defense can no longer claim that this was a ritualistic killing Odinism. They cannot bring up other possible suspects that may be tied to this Odinism ring. And the geofencing has also been taken off the table.
Yeah, essentially anything that they, to our knowledge, because we don't get to see everything. There's a gag order in place. Not everyone gets to talk. To our knowledge, everything that they've been banking on for a defense, gone. I'm not quite sure what their defense will be at this point, which I'm glad you put an emphasis on. This is scheduled for October 14th, but I imagine they're going to have some sort of challenge. They're going to put up a little bit of a fight over this, and this thing may not start in a month and a half like we thought it would. So, Special Judge Fran Gall said, hey, the defense could not provide a solid link between all of their theories and the killings of the girls. And she cites, and this is a thing that she's done several times, she cites the case law, but never explains what the case law is, or explains what previous cases in the United States and in Indiana, support these decisions.
So, Hammer, how do you feel? I mean, on one hand, I don't want the defense just can't start throwing out half-cocked theories and, we think this is what it's part of and here's why. But, I mean, they have to have specific proof. There has to be reasoning. They can't just start throwing out names willy-nilly and and death cults and things like that as to the reason why these girls were murdered. But on the other hand, talking in the back office with you kind of want that out there.
I want this to be a fair, transparent trial. Like, if you feel like Richard Allen is innocent or guilty, I don't want this to be one of those cases where you feel like a lot of the evidence wasn't allowed in the trial and somebody got railroaded. And Donnie, correct me if I'm wrong, a couple weeks ago when there were more hearings taking place, the defense, they were given the opportunity to present evidence of the Odinism cult or other folks that may be involved. And it sounded like the judge wasn't buying any of that.
Yeah, they have had the opportunity, and they have had specialists and former police officers, investigators, relatives of these other men that they have named in these motions. They've had a great deal of people testify that they truly believe that Odinism and third-party suspects have been involved in this case, and the judge still didn't buy it. And the defense have used, investigative resources and officers who have been investigating Odinism and these other men years ago, before Richard Allen ever came onto the radar. And so there's some meat to this. There is a little bit to they're not just throwing things at the wall. They're using the state's own evidence over the years, but the judge still says, nope, not strong enough.
And Nigel, to get back to the question that you asked me, my problem that I see here, and again, I don't know if this guy's guilty or innocent. I really don't. The problem that I'm seeing is that the judge has allowed these confessions that Richard Allen has made in the jail, and according to one report, was full of crap, claiming that he shot these girls, but the autopsy report shows that that's not how this played out. So on one hand, the judge is allowing this claim of an admission or admissions, plural, to be allowed, knowing that based off of one report, it's full of crap, but yet the defense, they claim that they've got, some things that they want to bring to the trial and show to the jury. That's not being allowed. That's what I'm struggling with here.
Well, I would think if you were the defense, you would want those confessions to be allowed, because if I'm understanding correctly, Richard Allen, the suspect, confessed to things that didn't happen.
Correct.
He's saying, yes, I killed these girls, but then he's talking about details and things that were never part of the autopsy, never part of the crime report. And if I'm the defense, I think they try to get that squashed. They did not want that allowed. I think if I'm the defense, I'm just thinking, look, this guy is Looney Tunes. He's talking gibberish. He's been mistreated in jail. He's telling these people, these prosecutors, these detectives, whatever they want to hear, and he's confessing to things that aren't even there.
Which will be a double-edged sword come trial.
Yeah,
they could actually use this to help them out, but the rest of everything else has been just a major blow to what they were going to present. And now, I've said this time and time again, I was not convinced that we're going to go to trial in October, and now I'm really not convinced. I don't know what is going to happen coming up next. And by the way, I've tried to contact the judge this week, and I've been ghosted. I've heard nothing yet on what's going to be allowed.
It's like when we tried to send an email to Hogset's office. Donnie got back a fax of a pair of butt cheeks and said, "Good luck."
Who do you try to? How do you actually try to get a hold of the judge? Are you allowed to say as a reporter? Do you have?
Oh yeah, you can call her. You can call her. You can email her. I've talked to her court staff many times before. Okay. So she is available to speak, but well, I suppose to certain people.
There's a gag order. Is her gag order
right?
Yeah.
She can't violate her own order, I would assume.
Well, what I'm trying to find out is still what's the media rules? What's the media access for the trial proper itself? Because hearings are one thing, but for the trial itself, to our knowledge, we're still stuck with pen and paper, and we have no clue who's even going to be allowed inside.
And that's another problem for me here, right? So this is a judge that in the past was pretty open to cameras and transparency. Mm-hmm. And then here comes what some believe is the biggest trial maybe in the history of the state of Indiana. I know there was the Mike Tyson story. There have been other things, but this is a very high-profile story, and it sounds like no cameras and maybe only select reporters in the room. Like, if Donnie Burgess is in there, I want to hear from Donnie, but I don't want to have to rely on somebody from Channel 13 or some other station. I don't want to have to do that.
And previous times before, there have been inaccuracies that have come out later in the evening. The reports have contradicted one another. And so sometimes you're hearing things from an outlet that maybe they heard with one ear and another one heard from another ear, and things aren't making sense. And all of this could be solved with just a simple one camera in the courtroom or just one broadcast. The Carroll County Courthouse is big enough to do so.
Just a stationary camera with an audio feed. That's all we need.
So in general, guys, I don't know what's next.
An appeal, I would imagine, is next, right, from the defense team.
I imagine they have to put up a fight, and I'm going to start working to find out what is next from their perspective, because I cannot imagine that they're going to go into this with essentially they're going to walk into October with, well, he didn't. And then that's it. Like, they can't say anything else. They cannot
all
say.
All of their defense has been taken away.
They are not allowed to mention any of these things, and you can get a full breakdown at WIBC.com because it's much more than Odinism. They can't say anything in opening statements.
Well, they're going to have to dismantle the prosecution's claims. I mean, I'm talking about like the shell casing, the unspent shell casing.
Yeah,
there is back to the gun of Richard Allen, and they're going to have ballistic experts on their end trying to disprove the experts on the prosecution's end.
But for
just as
now,
an example,
they can't present their main defense in opening, closing statements, in between. This is going to be a very interesting one.
Donnie will have updates at the top and the bottom of the hour and at WIBC.com. Donnie Burgess from the WIBC newsroom. Donnie, thank you.
Thank you.
Matt Bayer's got a look at the roads.
West side stall on southbound 465 at Sam Jones Expressway. Left lane is closed and traffic is slow back to Washington Street. Inbound 65 slow roll off 21st to Meridian Penn. Northbound 69 stop and go from State Road 37 up to Brook School Road. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance. With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Let us know what you think about the decision from the judge in the Delphi trial on social media at Hammer and Nigel, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also jump on the WIBC YouTube chat. 84 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. One of our favorites is in next. Christina from Hoagies and Hops. She's got an awesome charity event coming up. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have some good news next.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an awesome job with my garage floor and the coating that they put on. I'm having them back in to do the floor of my furnace room in the basement. My Galaxy Concrete garage floor is out of this world, and I like it because it's not epoxy. My neighbor down the street has epoxy. It's just not the same. It's what they use is polyurea. It's the new premium standard for concrete coatings in garages. And they, by the way, Galaxy just doesn't do garages. They obviously do basements, pool decks, any indoor or outdoor area concrete. Check out their website, go see some pictures, get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
JMV here from Miss M's Home and Garden, and now is the time to shop as their nursery lot is filling up for the fall. New container trees and shrubs are arriving weekly. The greenhouse is stocked with great perennials, fall annuals, mums, and more. Shop and save on great things like pottery, now 50% off, and it's a great time to get those campfire chairs, 20% off all patio furniture. You can't beat these deals. Miss M's Home and Garden, State Road 135 south of Wyland Road in Bargersville. MissMsHomeandGarden.com.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The best tailgates before the Colts games are back, presented by Real Alternatives. Join us at the tailgate lot at McCarty and Church Street at 10 a.m. before the Colts-Texans game. Admission is free. Ice-cold Bud Light for purchase, Jack Daniels and food trucks. Mingle with the ladies from Twin Peaks and personalities from our station. Sign up to win tickets and upgrades for the game and $100 in Colts cash from Bud Light. No purchase necessary, but you must be present to win. Tailgate with us starting at 10 a.m. at McCarty and Church Street, presented by Real Alternatives.
Our patient's most common regret statement? I just wish I would have done this sooner.
Find out more at adventknows.com because breathing well will help you live better.
AdventKnows.com. Carry me
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, hello. My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest who's brought some good food.
We always love it when our pal Christina from Hoagies and Hops joins us in the studio. Christina, welcome back. You're like an unofficial cast member of the show now.
I love you guys. You always support me. So
Multiple years now you've been doing this event. Many years. You've been coming into the studio, bringing us food and talking about this event for charity, right?
Yeah, this will be the 8th year for the
Wow.
charity. I mean, we would have been 9 if it wasn't for COVID, so we skipped 1 year, but we've done it every year since, and we started at Flat 12, and now we're up at our shop at Butler Tarkington, and still with HVAF, raising some money, eating a lot of hoagies.
And HVAF, which is helping veterans and families of Indiana. A very important cause to us, and I know it is to you as well. You brought some friends in studio. Who's here?
Yeah, so I have Emmy here with HVAF, and she can give you a little bit of information on their goals, their mission, and the awesome work that they do.
Hi, thanks for having us. I'm Emmy Hildebrand. I'm the CEO of HVAF of Indiana, which stands for Helping Veterans and Families. For more than 30 years, we've been serving veterans facing homelessness here in our community. We provide housing, employment assistance, and basic needs support through our food, clothing, and hygiene pantries.
Such an important, especially this day and age, such an important role in Central Indy that you guys have. And what a great cause to raise some money for an organization like that.
Absolutely. We're so thankful for Christina and Hoagies and Hops. It really will take all of us to end veteran homelessness, and the need is great right here in our own city. Last year, we served just about 1,350 veterans in all of our programs. So knowing that Christina and Hoagies and Hops are our teammates in this fight to end veteran homelessness is really important to us.
All right, so let's say there's somebody like me that's listening right now, and they're thinking to themselves, I'm a big fat bastard. I bet I could eat one of these massive subs faster than anybody. Can they still get in the contest?
Sure they can. I mean, we're cutting it close. This is actually, we have 21 participants, that's the most we've had this early. I used to cap it.
That means it's growing though, right?
Yeah,
That's good news.
It's amazing. I love it. I mean, everyone comes out, they cheer everybody on. So if you want to join, you can come to the shop. You can also email Christina at Hoagies and Hops. It is $25 to register. That includes the donation for HVAF, the Italian hoagie that we got, also a shirt. And it is, you got some bragging rights, and you can be a part of the only hoagie eating contest in the state of Indiana. I mean, come on. It's very
And
PA
if you
authentic.
win this thing, you get hooked up with like some hoagies and hops. Like you get a cheesesteak like for the rest of the
per
year,
month,
right?
Per month, you can get a hoagie or a cheesesteak for per month for an entire year.
Those cheesesteaks
and
are
you
so
also
good.
our friends from Pottery Bayou actually made me a cool plate the past couple of years. So we have a little trophy, and then I also have another little trophy to give to the second place. But yeah, we're looking forward to it, and we're also donating 10% of our food and beer sales that day. So come out, dine with us, cheer on your
goodness,
cheer
hello.
on everybody. You know, and you
Like
just whipped up
Pavlov's
this
dog
beer.
over here.
I know. He's already dipped
She
into
said
the
beer sales. I
Oktoberfest.
was getting the shakes, so I had to crack open one of these
I see
chili
one.
water
I see one. Did you
Oktoberfest.
bring another, Christina?
Yeah.
Or am I
Oh my
just left
goodness,
over
it's
here?
over here. Or he's hiding
Hey,
it.
hey, how many? Like, what's the quickest anyone's ever put one of these
All right.
away?
So, corn. We've had only 2 winners. The very first 3 years was Sam, who's trying to redeem his title this year. He's done it every year, but for the past 4, corn. Who is actually from West
Corn.
Philly. Yeah, Cornelius George. He's from West Philly. He's been a friend of mine. Knew him since I moved out here. Gone to Eagles games together. He actually beat his time, and Joey Chestnut's time, by the way.
He beat Joey Chestnut's
3
time.
minutes and 15 seconds. Joey had it a couple of years ago, back in 2021. I think it was like 3 minutes.
You got
and
Joey
40
to show
seconds.
up for one?
Not actually at the contest. We
Okay.
did an individual
Oh,
one with
okay.
him.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
Still.
I know.
3 minutes
3
to
minutes
eat this
and
whole thing that you brought?
Roughly 4
wow.
pounds, 5
Here,
pounds. I don't know. I'll be weighing it again to remind myself before I pass them out to everybody on Saturday. But it is this Saturday at 42nd and Boulevard. Hoagies and hops. We're raising money for Hoosier veterans, so please come out.
And it's such a fun environment because I did the local media version of this a couple years ago.
Cheesesteak contest you did.
Right. And that's back when B105 Sean Copeland was really fat. Like, I think he's taking all the weight loss drugs now, but he used to be a blimp. And he beat me in this.
Love you,
and
Sean.
It drives me nuts every night.
Yeah, Sean did win. That's right. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen him a bit, but I know he's a big supporter of my cheesesteak. So,
What makes your cheesesteaks different than like one somebody could get somewhere else?
okay, yeah. So, I mean, people who don't know Hoagies and Hops, even though I'm celebrating 9 years, you better know it. If you don't, you know it now. But I get my rolls shipped in from South Jersey. I'm originally from the Southeast PA, not too far out of Philly in the burbs. And I miss the Italian hoagie. I brought in a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch, Philly meats, a lot of family recipes you're going to find all on the menu. You'll walk in and you're going to feel like you're back in PA. And what makes me do keep on going and keep myself motivated is how people come in are so excited. The whole family is dressed up in Phillies, Flyers, Penn State, you name it. And that's why I keep doing it, because it gives them a taste of home.
I get excited for the cheesesteak and the cheese whiz.
Yeah,
that's what
you're a
I get
Whiz Wit
excited
guy?
for. I'm not a Philly fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I am a cheesesteak / cheese whiz.
Well,
kinda guy, right?
we have
That's-
a cheesesteak named after a Colts boy, Zaire, which I see you guys wearing the Colts. So Zaire is from North Philly, and I actually have a cheesesteak named after him, and he comes in and orders it quite a bit. So did the Colts, actually.
The Colts have always had a pretty good connection with the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they do.
That Marvin Harrison guy worked out pretty well.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I forgot about that.
You know, he was okay,
Sure.
But let's go to HVAF here, the Helping Veterans and Families of Indiana. When somebody comes and they pay their entry fee to get into this, or maybe they go and buy a beer and watch it, and that money gets donated, what happens? Like, where does that money go? How do you use the money? What do they need?
So we have a lot of programs that are underfunded by grant support. So donations like this are really key in helping provide food for our food pantry, which has seen increased growth this year, almost double what we were serving last year. It also helps with our housing programs where we provide case management. We have an on-site therapist. So donations like this really go a long way.
Can people just show up and cheer and boo and just tailgate at this thing? Like, they don't have to just show up to be in the contest. You can go and just be part of the atmosphere, right?
Oh, that's really what we want. I mean,
Like
every
you said,
year.
10% of the food orders
Food
go
and
to
beer are all going to be donated. If you order catering that day, same thing. Right now, we're over $500 just from the participation fee. So
when my wife yells at me on why I'm on my 4th tall boy of Oktoberfest from Chili Water, I can say it's for charity.
Of course. Yes.
Right.
That is easy.
Excellent.
I mean, all for a great cause. And that's what I tell everybody. Even, a lot of people, too, don't feel nervous or shy about coming out and doing it, because a lot of people just kind of compete against each other that are at the table.
Right.
I mean, or they just go, obviously, to have fun. for a good cause. They won't tear into the other half. So that way they have dinner later, give it to their wife, give it to their daughter,
Right.
son,
Sure.
whatever. So, but yeah, come on out and cheer. I mean, usually it's only a few minutes. It starts at 2:30. Big Joe's going to be the MC.
Love Big Joe.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun, and you can find out information on the website. You can follow me on Facebook, Hoagies and Hops, and on Instagram. I've been promoting it like crazy. So this Saturday.
And last call if you want to enter in this thing. Like, I would love for somebody listening right now to represent the Hammer and Nigel show.
That would be awesome. You guys should sponsor somebody too. How fun would that be?
If I'm sponsoring, I'm entering it myself, right? I'm not going to pay for somebody else to eat the cheesesteak. Let's make one thing perfectly
I'll kick
clear.
in if you enter, okay?
Well, and I'll just say,
hoagie, not a cheesesteak, so don't get people excited.
Okay, hoagie.
Our son Caden entered last year, and he's re-entering this year. And you really can't lose, because even if you eat slow, you still have a great sandwich, and it's a good time.
This thing's a
and
monster.
Caden couldn't
Yeah.
finish it, so the rest of us ate it, which was quite nice.
That's awesome. Well, thank you folks so much.
Yeah.
Hope you get a great turnout, and again, for an awesome event. Hoagies and Hops, the 8th annual Hoagie Eating Contest to benefit Indiana veterans. This Saturday, 2:30, the Butler Tarkington location. Hope to see you there. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Mark Turney, a retired Army First Sergeant with over 25 years of service. I get my health care at Veteran Health Indiana and couldn't be happier. Learn about the benefits that we have all earned for our service. By joining the VA, you are supporting all our brothers and sisters who need our support.
Did you serve in the U.S. military? You need to learn about the veterans' health benefits that could be available to you. Visit vacares.us. That's vacares.us.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A mass shooting in Georgia. You've got 85 degrees, mostly sunny skies, low 64 tonight. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 3:31.
I mean, you never really could have thought in this town it would have happened, especially in this school like this.
4 people confirmed dead in a mass shooting at a high school in Barrow County, Georgia. Alexandra Romero is a student at the school, and she heard everything.
The policemen were chasing the person up and down the hallways. You can hear the shooting, but from like afar.
A suspect has been taken into custody. Odinism and third-party suspect theories will not be allowed during the Delphi murders trial. That's the ruling today from Special Judge Fran Gull. The defense is also prevented from mentioning previous police investigations into other men and cell phone geofencing data. The full story is at WIBC.com. Molestation and voyeurism are the charges against an Indianapolis cop.
His name is Kamal Bola, and he's been with IMPD for 6 years. Indy Metro Police say they were contacted by the Hendricks County Sheriff's Office, who was alerted to the abuse by a family member of the victim. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey has recommended firing Bola to the IMPD Civilian Police Merit Board. Last month, Javid Richards, a 12-year veteran with IMPD, was arrested in a separate case for child exploitation. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Several arrests were made by the Indiana State Police Peru Post Friday during what they call saturation patrols. Here's John Herrick.
Those arrests were announced Wednesday afternoon by State Police Sergeant Stephen Glass.
6 arrests for operating while intoxicated. 20 total criminal arrests overall, 6 of them being drug-related arrests, 7 of them being felonious charges, and 4 driving while suspended.
They also issued 24 citations and 58 warnings. Glass says saturation patrols are when they pick areas that are high in either crime or traffic problems, and they devote their attention to those areas to fix those problems. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're paying an average of $3.21 a gallon for gas today, says AAA. That's down 10 cents from last week and down 40 cents from last month. Indianapolis has the cheapest gas at $2.73. News time 3:33. Traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
I've been playing sports all my life. Little football, basketball, pickleball, cross training, mud events, Spartan races and things like that.
For Dr. Eric Williams, a successful chiropractor, staying active means everything. So when nagging knee pain slowed him down, he didn't want drugs or invasive surgery. He found a natural way to get lasting relief. QC Kinetics Cellular Therapies.
We're using my body's natural abilities to get better. And that's huge. In time, that's going to be the way of the future. Using your own body's ability to heal. Now I can play day to day and not have that severe pain.
Now he's back out there doing what he loves, thanks to QC Kinetics.
Life is good. You're not going to slow me down.
Leave the pain behind and get moving. Book your free consultation today with QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics 317-559-PAIN. That's 317-559-PAIN. In Eagle Creek, Greenwood, and Carmel. 317-559-PAIN.
With traffic, here's Matt Bear.
Downey, west side, southbound 460, 5 stalled Sam Jones Expressway. That's blocking the left lane. Causing stop-and-go traffic back to Rockville Road. Inbound 65, stop-and-go MLK to Meridian Penn. North side, eastbound 465, slows from Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for kitchen and bath design centers at 146 and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We're going to be on the clear to partly cloudy side of things, mix of those two throughout the evening hours. Low temperatures drop to 65 with a breeze out of the southeast. Tomorrow looks even warmer, near 90 with mostly sunny skies. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Junior Sutis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hi, this is Zach Ingledow from Ingledow Tree Experts. When it comes to the health and beauty of your trees, trust Ingledow Tree Experts. Our certified arborists ensure your trees are trimmed, removed, and cared for with precision. Fall is the perfect time for tree maintenance. Call now for your free estimate and let us handle the hard work. Give me a call, 317-903-0102, or visit ingledowtreeexperts.com for more information. Ingledow Tree Experts, where your trees come first.
Hey, what's up? Hammer and Nigel here. We are both customers of Window Nation. Window Nation came out to the Hammer House. They measured everything multiple times. They got it right the first time. They were in, they were out, and now my house looks amazing, and my heating and air bill has gone down because of my awesome energy-efficient windows.
Yeah, Hammer, I had the same experience. Hey, you could buy 2 windows, get 2 free with 0 down and no interest for 24 months. 866-90Nation or windownation.com.
Is your pet a digging enthusiast, an escape artist, or a counter surfer? Invisible Fence brand has you covered. For the wannabe landscaper, we've got a solution to keep them active but not destructive. For the escape artist, our personalized pet fences keep them safe and sound at home. Counter surfer? No problem. We know how to keep cheese thieves at bay. Invisible Fence brand. Tailor-made solutions for your pet, your yard, and your needs. Visit invisiblefence.com today.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
I feel like the role of White House press secretary is, you could go either way. You could be really good at it like Kayleigh McEnany and Sarah Huckabee Sanders were for Donald Trump. They didn't take any crap. They really gave it to the White House press corps. I believe Karine Jean-Pierre is the opposite, right? I mean, she is just awful.
It's like a contest winner got the job.
I mean, at least the
caller number 9.
Yeah, right. At least a woman with the extremely red hair, Jen Psaki, extremely red hair,
very red.
She was good at her job. I mean, she was great at lying. She was great at spinning, but
Democrats would say that about Sarah Sanders too. But I get your point. Like, she was prepared, at least. She acted like she knew what was going on. Do you get that feeling from
No, not at all, especially when she loses her mind after Peter Doocy from Fox News. I feel like Peter Doocy is like the Jim Acosta of Fox News.
Right.
Jim Acosta used to get up there at Donald Trump press conferences and disguise his questions or disguise a monologue as a question, telling the president where he's wrong and how he's a bad person. But
he was auditioning for a show.
Exactly. And he got it. Some weekend show.
Got a weekend scrub show at CNN.
Watches. So Peter Doocy. Well, let's reset this whole thing because he asked KJP about Kamala Harris's fake accent.
Right. So the other day, Kamala had two different events. One was in Detroit, one was in Pittsburgh. And they were kind of back to back, like within 3 hours of each other. So in Detroit, Kamala rolls out this bizarre Southern, maybe Southern Baptist church, maybe it's a Southern black church accent, however you want to view it. This is not what Kamala Harris sounds like, but this is what she said.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
I'll say it, boy.
You better thank a union member.
Foghorn Leghorn. And then 3 hours later, she was in Pittsburgh, and she sounded fine doing the same speech.
Thank unions for sick leave. Thank unions for paid family leave. Thank unions for your vacation time.
I'll say, boy, you better thank a union.
So the second clip again was after the. You better thank a union for paid vacation. That was after somebody got a hold of her then.
Right.
Somebody said, hey, calm it down with the accents.
Right.
Right.
We're willing to live with another 10 or 12 unburdens by what has been.
Sure.
We're willing to live with the cackle and all that kind of stuff.
Time.
But you got to knock the accent off. Come on. Well, Peter Doocy, he is the pool reporter for Fox News. In the White House press briefings, he asked about that.
A different topic. Since when does the vice president have what sounds like a Southern accent?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
I mean, this is...
She was talking about unions in Detroit using one tone of voice.
Is this something that
same
you think...
line...
Okay, Peter.
That she used the same line in Pittsburgh, and it sounded like she at least had some kind of a Southern drawl.
I mean, do you hear the question that you're... I mean, do you think Americans seriously think that this is an important question? They care... You know what they care about? They care about the economy. They care about lowering costs. They care about health care. That's what Americans care about.
So
that's what they want to hear.
This is something...
They care about. Your colleague just asked me about democracy. What basically we talked about, went back and forth about democracy and freedom. That's what they care about. I'm not even going to entertain some question about the press. It's just hearing it sounds so ridiculous.
Well, but hearing it is...
The question I'm talking about, the questions is just insane.
Yeah. Is that how she talks in meetings here?
I'm just Peter. We're moving on. We're still moving around.
I would love it if that's how she talked in meetings.
Somebody please bring me a Diet Coca-Cola.
I'll say, someone turn that Fox News off the television. Okay. I mean, they're the first ones to call Republicans weird, right? That's their whole thing. Republicans are weird. And then Kamala Harris goes up there sounding like Foghorn Leghorn.
Do the Fox News bit again. That was hilarious.
I'll say, somebody better turn the Fox News off the television. That's Kamala Harris in Detroit, baby.
Oh, you better thank a union for vacation time. There's a part of me, though, that understands where Karine Jean-Pierre is coming from in terms of, that's not what the American public is. It's fun for us to play.
That's what I care about.
It's fun for us to laugh about. But, yeah, again, there's something to be said for concentrating on policy and all the flip-flops and the borders are and the fracking that you said you were all in favor for and now you're not, and all those things have been brought up.
She flip-flopped on her accent. I think it falls in that category.
Right.
Flip-flop on fracking,
sure.
Flip-flop on the wall, flip-flop on your accent. That's how Kamala gets down. Keeping it in the media family here, the thumb is back at CNN, Nige.
Why?
The fat little cue ball of concern, Brian Stelter, is now back 2 years after being fired at CNN.
He was their media correspondent, right? Their media critic.
Right.
Like he pretty much he cried about Tucker Carlson nonstop.
Right. Tucker called him the eunuch, the house eunuch over at CNN. Yeah. He hosts their media-related programming. I think Reliable Sources was the show. but he's returning to the network full time. He put out a tweet yesterday. So let's take a trip down memory lane here. Great moments in thumb history.
Oh.
Now, let's remind people why we call him the thumb. If you put your thumb out there, and I'm doing it to the YouTube camera right now, and you drew a little concerned face on it, that's what Brian Stelter would look like. Bald thumb looking concerned. And of all the people that got off on Russian collusion, which was never proven, the Mueller report was a big nothing burger, Brian Stelter was the mascot of Russian collusion.
Trump's Russia ties and Robert Mueller. The real Russia story, Russia probe, the ongoing Russia probe, the Russia investigation. But Mueller and the Russia probe, Russia synergies, they wonder if Russia has compromising information on the president. What is the source for the president's claim that they have found no collusion with Russia? He misspelled collusion. Every day we're trying to keep track of the drip, drip, drip of the Russia investigation. Drip, 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 Trump and Russia. To see whether Trump was secretly working for Russia. To bring it back to Russia and Russia and Russia. Russia, Russia, Russia. Robert Mueller, Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Mueller investigation, Mueller report, Russia conspiracy.
Do you believe that he's colluding with Russia?
I wish I could just say no.
That's the montage of Russian collusion.
If you had said no, you would have been right, and maybe you would have been able to keep your job. Now, I don't know what CNN's doing here. I think they were trying to move kind of more towards the center and just bringing back somebody that's a complete imbecile that perpetuated that lie for years and years and years.
Normally, when you hear the phrase, we're getting the band back together, the band was successful in the first place. CNN, they're bringing back the thumb. They brought back old Lubin, Jeffrey Toobin.
They did?
Those dirtbags have been in third place for a long time.
They brought back Lubin Toobin after a little hiatus, but he's gone now, right? I think
but they still brought him back at one point.
They did bring him back after the controversy, after
Correct.
the Zoom controversy. Just look up Lubin Toobin. That's all you need to do.
You bring up Tucker Carlson. I used to love it when Tucker was still on the air, for one. I missed that.
I do too.
But number two, when he would just rip on Brian Stelter.
Many in the media seem to be enjoying this crisis, and they are. It's been a great opportunity to talk at great length about their all-time favorite subject, which is themselves, and how much more impressive they are than you. Here's that weird little guy on CNN.
It wasn't until this Friday night that I hit a wall. And that's when the tears came. So we have nothing to compare this with.
Crying over COVID.
It can be incredibly alarming. It can be incredibly depressing. Media can help. Making media can help. But the emotions are real for everybody. They're a big part of the story.
Oh, barf. This is a guy who got a special exemption to the government quarantines he so fervently supports for other people. All of us in the media got that exemption, by the way. This is a guy who's working in a high-paying job when tens of millions of Americans are not working at all. Please be quiet. Your tears are not, quote, a big part of the story, and neither are you.
Thank you, Tucker Carlson. Now, I know we're running a little long here, Nige, but do we have time for Greg Gutfeld's joke montage of Brian Stelter?
Oh, I thought you were going to play when Brian Stelter told Michael Avenatti he could run for president of the United States. I mean, there's a long list of clips that we could play, but yeah, I don't know that I've heard this.
The day that he was canned from CNN, Gutfeld put together a montage of some of his best jokes about Stelter.
And the press were so quiet on CNN, you could hear Stelter's stomach growling. I can't control myself. Just like Brian Stelter at Krispy Kreme. Like Brian Stelter trapped in a Frito-Lay warehouse. They eat everything from the inside. Like butter at Brian Stelter's dinner table, it's spreading everywhere. No heartfelt birthday wishes from CNN's chubby, grubby Teletubby. CNN's roly-poly gossip goalie. But anyone who thinks that boobs are more common in women than in men clearly have never seen Brian Stelter jogging. That worked out about as well as Brian Stelter's personal trainer.
Oh, somebody's got some new material now that old cue ball of concern is back. Yep. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey guys, it's Rob from my friends at Universal Windows Direct. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct, 317-659-7574. At Universal Windows Direct, their super spacer technology makes their windows last up to 5 times longer than other Windows systems. So your windows from Universal Windows Direct perform better and last longer. Plus, Universal Windows Direct backs it up with a true 20-year warranty. and listen to this deal going on with the Universal Windows Direct. Call today at 317-659-7574, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Buy 20, get 20. There's no limit. Plus, what a deal, 0% financing for 60 months. That's right, 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, uwd.com, uwd.com.
Guys, if you're middle-aged and wonder why it seems harder to keep up, it may be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. Not just any TRT, not websites offering basic treatments and prices that sound too good to be true. See the provider specialists at Low T Center.
They offer advanced, personalized treatments with over a decade of experience. Start with a simple test and get results in about 25 minutes. LowTCenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
As our loved ones age, ensuring their safety at home becomes a top priority. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. I'll be right back with some practical things you can do to reduce the possibility of a fall or injury.
At Cardon Senior Living Communities, you'll find our teams share a commitment to enhancing the lifestyle and well-being of the people we serve every day at every stage of life.
Removing tripping hazards such as rugs and floor clutter is one way to prevent or minimize falls around the home. Another is to position grab bars in the restroom and other common areas where your loved one may need some extra support. Contact your local area agency on aging to inquire about low-cost or free installation services. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
It's not too late to get the backyard of your dreams this year. Expand your living space with an Indy Decorative Concrete patio. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
All right, Matt Bear, what's up?
Looking at southbound 69 stop-and-go traffic right now from 106th Street down to 82nd. Also looking at inbound 65 stop-and-go MLK to Meridian Penn. On the west side stall, southbound 465 at Sam Jones Expressway. That's blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic to Rockville Road. Eastbound 70 slows from Harding Street to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up after 4, an update on that shooting in Georgia at the high school. We'll have everything you need to know coming up in just a little bit. 84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center here at the Hammer and Nigel Show.
There was it's funny you have this on the rundown. I can't believe you put this on there because I just found out what this was today, and here's why. The new workout trend called rucking.
Can you describe the rucking?
R-U-C-K-I-N-G. It's basically you walk around while wearing a heavy rucksack or basically a backpack with stuff in it. You can put bricks in it. You can put books in it. It's how military members train, but it adds to the the severity of your workout, basically.
Okay.
It's how you're walking around, and the reason I know this is because I was out jogging last night. A buddy of mine, a neighbor from the next court over, said, "Hey, do you want to meet me at like 5 o'clock in the morning? Me and a group of guys from the neighborhood get out and just do all these calisthenics for 45 minutes." And I'm like, I'm sorry, what time? What time did you say? What time did you say? And one of the options and one of the days they go rucking, which is a long walk with a giant backpack, and you just put stuff in it. You can buy they sell professional ones, or you could just put a regular backpack on it. So I got up to date. My alarm went off at 4:50, and I did from 5:30 to 6:15, 45 minutes worth of like calisthenics, running in place.
Were you rucking?
No rucking today, but that happens on a different day.
Okay.
So I think it's called F3 or something like that. So in addition to the success I've had with Exercise Inc. once a week, now I'm kind of waking up with these older dudes that are my age, Like what's gotten into me? 5:30 in the morning. I'm sitting there doing sit-ups and running around an elementary school parking lot like a dog. And I was in trouble.
What I took from that story, and I totally get it. I'm 13 years old. Nigel wakes up every morning with a bunch of dudes and has a ruck session.
There was no rucking today.
Okay.
But that is one of the days, that is one of the things they do is, I don't know if they go hiking, but it's like basically the equivalent of wearing like a weighted vest while you go walk, because you get more out of the workout. You get more sweat, more weight, more calories burned. But with the Kevlar, not Kevlar, but my buddy Vol has a weighted vest, and he looks like a lunatic when he was walking around the neighborhood because it looks like a bulletproof jacket.
Right.
You know?
You wake up at 5:30 in the morning to let the dog out, and there's Vol in a bulletproof vest running around your neighborhood.
So rucking is basically, I just going to take my son's backpack, fill it with a bunch of books, and we just ruck.
Ruck each other's brains out every morning, man. Get that workout in. I mean, we're joking about it, but really, our pal Brian Alvey, when he does that Warrior 110.
Yeah, he wears all the full equipment.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's a long walk. I mean, that's down from like the, Ohio River back here to Indy.
That's how the military members train, and they have to do a lot of walking and running while they carry their equipment around. So
you've been getting up at like 5 in the morning.
Ben, today was the first day.
Okay.
And you know what? I couldn't even get back to sleep. I woke up at about 4:45. I was like, screw it.
Because we normally make fun of you because we have a group chat going of like me, you, Rob, and you're usually asleep by like 8 o'clock. Normally, we count that to you blacking out on whiskey. But now you might actually be tired and asleep by 8 o'clock.
Might.
All right.
We'll see what happens.
We've got an Amazon controversy.
Oh.
Amazon Alexa controversy. We'll talk about it coming up.
What would happen to your husband or wife if you passed away first? Would they be confused about finances and struggle to make ends meet? There is a solution that could guarantee your spouse receives steady and reliable income for the rest of their life. And it's backed by one of the largest, most trusted insurance companies in the world. Learn more by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. Call now, 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120.
If you've saved more than $200,000, schedule your free analysis with Bill Demery. Call 317-648-5120. Your bills won't stop when you pass away. That's why you need a solution that could provide a reliable income for your spouse, for your family, for the rest of their life. Call 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Hi, it's Bob from Royal Spa. Did you know you can experience the ultimate rejuvenation with our unique hot tubs made right here in Indianapolis? Royal Spa hot tubs are the only hot tubs compatible with Epsom salts. Imagine the tensions melting away as you step into the luxury of a Royal Spa hot tub. And now is a great time to invest in your rejuvenation. We built our inventory back up and now have new models, scratch and dents, and even demos ready for delivery. Experience the difference for yourself. Visit us online at royalspa.com.
Royal Spa.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right, enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. For 17 years, my friends at Hope Plumbing have treated homes like their very own. With local owners who care deeply about this community, they put your health and safety at the forefront of their business. That's why when I need plumbing help, no matter how big or small, I only call Hope Plumbing. They care about you and your family, which is why I believe they're the very best place to take your plumbing problems. Give them a call at 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE or hopeplumbing.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
The best tailgates before the Colts games are back, presented by Real Alternatives. Join us at the tailgate lot at McCarty and Church Street at 10 a.m. before the Colts-Texans game. Admission is free. Ice-cold Bud Light for purchase, Jack Daniels and food trucks. Mingle with the ladies from Twin Peaks and personalities from our station. Sign up to win tickets and upgrades for the game and $100 in Colts cash from Bud Light. No purchase necessary, but you must be present to win. Tailgate with us starting at 10 a.m. at McCarty and Church Street, presented by Real Alternatives.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
Coming up in 2 minutes, the latest ruling in the Delphi murders case has impacted the defense strategy. You'll find out why. Ryan Hedrick reports on the latest IMPD officer charged with child sex crimes. And John Herrick has the latest round of arrests by Indiana State Police. Those stories and more next from the Technology Recycler Studios. I'm Donnie Burgess. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's now 4 o'clock, Fox News Radio.
A terrifying day at a Georgia high school. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
I was crying. Other people were kind of like, this can't be real, texting their parents.
She's a student at Appalachia High in Winder, northeast of Atlanta, where 4 people were killed in a shooting this morning. At least 9 others sent to the hospital.
And as many as 30 wounded overall. Some of those apparently wounded trying to run away from the shooting, perhaps injured limbs. The shooter himself in custody and alive. School age, and there's a huge law enforcement presence on the ground. Really, all hands on deck here.
Fox's Steve Harrigan in Winder, where a briefing is expected soon. Vice President Kamala Harris calls the shooting a senseless tragedy.
We've got to stop it. And we have to end this epidemic of gun violence in our country once and for all. You know, it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way.
Harris is at a campaign rally in New Hampshire, also just announcing a plan aimed at helping small businesses by expanding the tax deduction for startups from $5,000 to $50,000. Former President Trump is in Pennsylvania for a Fox News town hall tonight, beginning at 9 Eastern on Fox News Channel. The Justice Department says Russia is trying to influence the U.S. election using a state-run media company and 32 internet domains now seized by the U.S. to spread disinformation.
All of this activity was designed to funnel disinformation through outlets and social media influencers that a certain number of Americans find credible. We will not stand for that.
White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby urging all Americans to read the indictment and the sanctions announced today. The FBI, meantime, still investigating Iran's hack of the Trump campaign and attempted breach of the Harris campaign. A mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow up 37 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
They'll have to rethink their strategy. Good afternoon. You've got 82 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Low 64 tonight. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:02. The defense team for Delphi murder suspect Richard Allen will not be allowed to introduce Odinism and third-party suspect theories into the trial come October. That was the ruling from Special Judge Fran Gall today. You've got the full breakdown at WIBC.com. An Indianapolis police officer has been charged with sex crimes against children. Ryan Hedrick has what you need to know.
Indy Metro cop Kamal Bola was arrested on Tuesday by the Hendricks County Sheriff's Office. Bola faces charges for molesting a child and voyeurism. A family member of the victim told the cops what was going on. Bola has been with the IMPD for 6 years. Chief Chris Bailey says he learned about Bola's arrest on Tuesday and immediately suspended him and recommended firing him. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Government transparency, campaign finance laws, and reporting sexual harassment will be a few of the topics discussed tomorrow by Democratic nominee for governor Jennifer McCormick. She has a virtual press conference set for 11 o'clock. You always hear the holiday warnings from state police about drunk driving. John Herrick reports plenty of people arrested in saturation patrols.
First, State Police Sergeant Stephen Glass explains what those kind of patrols are.
So a lot of times we pick areas such as high crime areas, those that are seeing more crashes involving serious bodily injury or fatal crashes, and we target those areas.
The State Police District in Peru issued 24 citations, made 20 criminal arrests, and 7 people were charged with felonies on Friday night. Glass announced the arrests Wednesday afternoon. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Purdue Boilermakers football team has a lot of good things to build on, says head coach Ryan Walters.
But it was a good game to get a lot of people experience. Ball was spread around a lot on offense. A lot of guys got in the game defensively and played some quality snaps.
Purdue is off this week. They face Notre Dame September 14th. News time 4:04.
Did you know you can now use your own body's healing properties to revitalize your achy joints and get you real lasting pain relief? Tony Katz here. We're talking about QC Kinetics, advanced regenerative medicine. If you're tired of arthritic pain in your knees, your hips, your back, your shoulder, this is something you need to check out. Everybody's talking about regenerative medicine, and the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics are experts in these amazing treatments. You can enhance your joints, improve mobility, and get back to doing the stuff you love without pain and without drugs or surgery or downtime. Under the leadership of medical director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough using cellular therapies. The consultation is totally free, so call now. Take action to get lasting joint pain relief with help from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics in Eagle Creek, Greenwood, and Carmel. Call 317-559-PAIN. 317-559-PAIN. QC Kinetics, Eagle Creek, Greenwood, and Carmel. 317-559-PAIN.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, Donnie, looking at the west side, it is a breakdown on southbound 465 at Sam Jones Expressway, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Rockville Road, now to West 10th Street. Inbound 65, stop-and-go from the White River to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road, and southbound 465 on the east side slows before 70 down to Washington. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice, thousands of in-stock appliance options, fast delivery, and professional installation. Learn more at grandappliance.com or your local Grand Appliance showroom. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast, brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Will be mostly clear this Wednesday evening, with temperatures dropping into the mid-60s, so a little warmer than the last few evenings have been. Winds out of the southeast at 5-10 miles per hour are the reason for that change. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis for 93 WIBC.
The Hammer and Nigel Show up next. I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Hey, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. School shooting in Georgia, probably about 50 to 60 miles north of Atlanta. 4 dead, dozens injured. Hammer, I don't know about you. I think about this every day when I drop my kids off at school or my kids run off to school. Is today the day I get a call or I get a text message? Is today the day that the school goes on lockdown? Our schools, I think, are fortresses, but they're not impenetrable.
Right.
I don't know what the security was like at this high school, but we have reports of 4 dead and at least 30 injured.
The shooter is in custody and alive. We don't know much more other than that. They are scheduled to have a press conference sometime here in the next couple of minutes. So if we find out any more information, we'll bring that to you. But According to a statement from the Barrow County Sheriff's Office, one suspect is in custody, and at approximately 10:23 a.m., officers from multiple law enforcement agencies and fire EMS personnel were dispatched to the high school in reference to a reported active shooting.
I will say, we've been talking about cell phones in schools. It's been a hot topic. Do teachers want cell phones in schools? Do you want them left in your locker? I'm reading a story here on foxnews.com about a high school student that was texting his mom during the rampage. And I would want that access, I think, if I were a parent at that point. I mean, to read this person's text, the high schooler in question, school shooting, I'm scared, please, I'm not joking. The mom writes, I'm leaving work. The student writes, I love you. Mom writes, I love you too, baby, where are you? He writes back, class, someone is dead. So that's a parent and their child communicating via text / cell phone. And I think it's just another reason why students probably maybe should have access to cell phones, as rare as these school shootings are. I don't know. It's something I think about a lot, man.
Have you had the talk with your kids about what they should do if it does happen?
No, but I know but I know the schools have gone through drills and things like that. They say different things and have different code words. They don't necessarily say quote unquote school shooter, but I know there is protocol and I know there are drills.
Yeah, I know your kids are substantially younger than mine.
Yeah, 10 and 12.
Is there a time in the future where you have that conversation
I'm
with
sure,
them?
yeah. Absolutely. No question. No question about it.
Job openings in the United States slumped this past summer, according to new information from the Labor Department. New data shows that the Labor Department had a 7.67 million job openings listed in the month of July. That's down from a little bit from the previous month, but layoffs increased by almost 2 million. So job openings slumping a little bit, but layoffs increasing. This is not good. You don't need to be an economist to understand that this is not the direction you want the economy to go in. So remember that when you hear Kamala Harris on Tuesday stand there at that debate podium and say the economy's doing great and we created all of these jobs. See if she brings up the revisions. See if she brings up how many of those jobs are government jobs, because I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts she will not.
And some of these deep discount chains like Dollar General, Dollar Tree, whatever, their stocks are plunging. They've had layoffs. The leaders of these companies saying our customer base are having trouble with their finances, and these are discount like dollar stores. So if you're having trouble affording to go to Dollar Tree or Dollar General, then that says something. That means there's trouble ahead, I believe.
The other tricky thing you see with a lot of these reports from the Labor Department or, the jobs report that comes out monthly, whoever's in charge will find a way to manipulate the numbers, right? Republicans and Democrats both do it. But the Biden-Harris administration have taken this to a whole new level. They will just make up a number and put out a half-assed revision like the next month. And when I say revision, we're talking about big-time numbers because they know the media will not cover the revisions. So they'll do a victory lap. Look at all these jobs created, even though it's a lot of part-time jobs, real wages are going down, or government jobs. But then the next month's report will come out.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we've got a revision. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of jobs have been marked down.
It's quite the revision there.
And it happens all the time. So be leery when you hear that about these jobs reports that Kamala and President Applesauce Brains like to brag about from time to time. Have you heard about this controversy featuring the device Alexa from Amazon? Now, I hate saying her name because I don't want to trigger devices all over the city.
Oh, whatever. Alexa, buy toilet paper.
Alexa, play a fart sound. It's my favorite, by the way. But there was a video making its way around yesterday. Someone asked their device about the presidential candidates. Now, this was making its way around yesterday. Take a listen.
Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
While there are many reasons to vote for Kamala Harris, the most significant may be that she is a strong candidate with a proven track record of accomplishment. As the first female vice president, Harris has already broken down a major gender barrier, and her career in politics has been characterized by a commitment to progressive ideals and a focus on helping disenfranchised communities.
Good Lord.
Shocker. I mean, are you surprised by that? We know the Democrats and big tech are in cahoots and had a lot to do with the outcome of the 2020 election.
So I tried that today because I saw this story yesterday, forgot about it, so I tried it today. Today, it says the same thing for both candidates. Like the answer you got for Trump was the answer for Kamala today. Now, the fine folks at Amazon are saying, oh, what you heard yesterday, glitch.
It's always a glitch, isn't it?
It's always a glitch.
We fixed the glitch.
It's so ridiculous. They got caught. So be honest, was it a glitch that somehow brought up information on Kamala Harris? Or did you get caught by somebody and now magically, lo and behold, you saw the light, you have fixed the glitch?
Although I think if you're going to Alexa to try to decide who to vote for in this coming election here in a couple of months, you've got bigger problems beyond just the bias of Alexa.
That's a great point. Now, I will counter that the people a number of years ago that were eating Tide Pods are probably 18 now. They're old enough to vote.
Tide Pod Challenge.
Maybe, just maybe, they need a little assistance. Now, a conversation that you and I have had on this program before, should they offer different voices for that device? Remember, we've talked about this before. We talked about how cool it would be if, like, Samuel L. Jackson was the voice of it.
Yeah.
Alexa, please recite Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 17.
I would love that. Like, you could even learn stuff from it like this.
Alexa, what is the official language of the United States?
See, you would learn something from it. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Fair enough.
Southbound 65, stop and go traffic, White River Bridge to Meridian Penn. West side stall, oversized load on southbound 465 at Sam Jones Expressway, blocks the left lane. We have slow traffic all the way back to Crawfordsville Road. Eastbound 70 from the west side, stop and go Harding Street to Meridian, Illinois. Northeast side, eastbound 465 slows from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road, and a vehicle fire on the west side. This is West 46 West of Eagle Creek Parkway. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop Grand Appliance for expert advice. Thousands of in-stock appliance options, fast delivery, and professional installation. Learn more at grandappliance.com or your local Grand Appliance showroom. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We got a lot of contests coming up between now and 7 o'clock. We've got ELO tickets to give away, plus sometime coming up this hour, your chance to win ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner tickets. They're doing a little co-headline tour. I like it.
All right.
They call it the Sharp Dressed Simple Man Tour, which I thought was brilliant. Yeah. Right now, it's 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Is this anything? Next.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
Never mind. I'm too afraid to tell him what I saw, what I sent, what I downloaded.
You can't help what you don't know. Tell the teens in your life they can talk to you about what's happening online.
Hey, you know you can tell me anything, right? No matter what.
Yeah, I know. We do need to talk. Learn more about online safety at on.in.gov/ICAC. A message from the Indiana Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, sponsored by the Indiana State Police.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com.
Guy Relford here. Time again for the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show this coming weekend at the State Fairgrounds, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's never been a more important time to exercise our rights as true Americans. It's the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show. See the best in sporting, hunting, and personal protection gear, plus great displays of Americana. Come see us this weekend at the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show, Friday 2 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sunday 9 to 4. It's the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show. See you there.
Mow, dig, haul, lift. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Fishers and Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust, like Family Heating and Air Conditioning? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Yeah, well, I already know how to play. The audience can figure it out. Hammer, go.
Is this anything? Kindergarten teacher in Illinois going viral after kindly asking parents to stop bringing cupcakes in for their kids' birthday parties. Here's her reason why, along with some alternatives.
Parents, I love to celebrate birthdays in my classroom. I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but please don't bring cupcakes. These make a ginormous mess, and the kids honestly don't eat them. Frosting gets all over. Bring cookies. The kids love them. They have sprinkles, and they eat them. Donuts is also a great one. Another idea is I have a student bring in these ice cream cups, and we put little sprinkles on there. It was so fun for them, and it wasn't messy. Another, go in the Little Debbie aisle. Get any one of these Little Debbie snacks. Cosmic brownies are also always a favorite in my room.
It's a teacher. She's teaching your kids, and she used the word ginormous. And she also talked like this. Teachers, I'm a teacher. I don't like to when the kids bring in cupcakes because they are so messy. I prefer cookies. And why do they always have to talk like that?
I'm just going to assume that was from TikTok.
Oh yeah, if they're talking like this, a kindergartner teacher. I'm in Illinois, and I want to kind of ask parents to stop bringing cupcakes for the kids' birthdays. Here's some alternatives that aren't as messy. Look, it's my kid's birthday. If I ask my kid what he wants to bring into class for his birthday, and he says cupcakes, guess what you're getting?
Right.
Cupcakes.
You don't have to eat one, teacher lady. Now, would you rather listen to that teacher talk in that voice in her class for, a full 50-minute class, or listen to Kamala Harris talk in her really weird Southern accent Detroit voice during the full debate on Tuesday night?
You better thank a union for your vacation days. Oh, wow. Definitely the teacher. I don't think I could take, even hearing that clip of Kamala again, much less 50 minutes of it.
Is this anything?
Please.
Random people in Corpus Christi, Texas, helped animal control catch a loose pig that escaped. Here are people that helped chase the pig down, and the animal control officer talking about the chase.
I was driving right here on Alameda, and as soon as I was going to turn, I had to like push my brakes hard because the little pig started crossing the road, and I didn't want to run her over.
Yeah, I like animals, and it's pretty fun. Got my little brother with me. He said he was faster than me to chase him. He couldn't catch him.
Yeah, baby. I'll get you can go home. You can go home, honey. Want to show your face off and be famous some more?
Do people still grease pigs down and try to chase them and try to capture? I want to grease a pig and try to capture it.
I don't have Joy Behar's phone number.
Oh, no, here we go.
I'm sorry. I do not have the phone number for Joy Behar, and I really don't think she'd let me grease her up.
Isn't that something, though, that they used to do, like on Little House on the Prairie days at the carnival? They'd grease a pig up and let it loose, and the first kid to catch the greased pig won a prize?
Well, Rocky used to train trying to chase down like chickens and stuff, so it makes sense that, that spawned from some other idea, chasing around greased pigs.
Did he grease the chicken? Did Rocky
I don't know,
grease
did you do
the
that when you woke up this morning before your ruck session? Did you grease the chicken, Nige?
I was way too tired to even think about greasing the chicken.
You having fun, Allison? You like working on the Hammer and Nigel show, Allison? These double entendres doing anything for you?
I don't want you either to say grease again.
Fine. At least give me credit for an awesome Joy Behar joke. Come on, at least give me that.
I had to almost had to do my inhaler.
Yeah, I was worried about you there.
Like with Nige, you never know if he's going to just have a Biden-like wet cough on the air or vomit on the air. It could go either direction. Is this anything? A guy with perfect pitch did a video where he uses his talent on household appliances. He's got a buddy that's going to ask him what note ordinary household appliances are, and I guess he nails these by playing the note on his piano. Now, what I just said probably doesn't make any sense. Listen, and I think it will.
What note is this microwave? That was a B. What? What note is this vacuum? It goes up to an A flat. What note is this blow dryer? It goes up to a D, but it's a little sharp. What about this toaster?
So stupid.
That's an A flat. What note is the AC? Oh, that's a low. Oh my gosh, we're done.
Their votes count the same as ours now.
Yeah, and I would argue with the premise, how you set this up. A guy with perfect pitch did a video where he uses his quote-unquote talent. He started a vacuum cleaner and told you what key it was in. Yeah, great talent, guy.
Well,
that's what we're doing on social media.
Would you rather have the teacher talking 100 miles an hour about the cupcakes on the TikTok video, or would you rather hear the guy with pitch talking about the appliances?
I'd rather jump head first off the top of this building.
Would you rather chase a grease pig?
Yeah, I'd rather. Yeah, no. Okay, no, I want to stand in the building and chase the grease pig.
How about this? How about we make a transition here to great moments in household appliance history?
All right.
This was a guy that grabbed his guitar, he turned his washing machine on, and did an awesome cover of Eastbound and Down from the movie Smokey and the Bandit.
Eastbound and down, loaded up in a truckie. We gonna do what they say can be done.
Hey, now that's talent.
I love the bass line from the washing machine, like rocking, making the song.
Forget the dude that was telling me what key the microwave beep was in. That was true talent right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Great moments in household appliance history. There was a mom that went viral for a video she recorded from her kitchen because she has like this rusty oven door. It squeaks when she opens it.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds just like the hit song Yeah by Usher.
Oh, that's great.
Can I hear that one more time?
That's the best one I've heard.
Great moments.
That was her oven? Is that what it's?
Household appliance history. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
According to a 2023 Gallup poll, 71% of non-retired adults are worried about retirement saving. At Howard Bailey Financial, we don't believe retiring with confidence should be guesswork. In fact, our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we provide our Retire with Purpose toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you won't outlive. To receive your complimentary toolkit, text CLARITY to 866-482-9559. Take a step toward a more confident retirement with Howard Bailey Financial and text CLARITY to 866-482-9559.
This endorsement was not provided by a client of Howard Bailey. This individual was compensated for this endorsement. For more information, visit howardbailey.com/TS1.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here, letting you know that when you need plumbing help, call who I call, my friends at Hope Plumbing. During the month of September, Hope will take $100 off a $500 or more plumbing service. Sounds like a fantastic deal to me. So if you notice a water leak, a clogged drain, or have any other plumbing needs, big or small, Hope Plumbing can fix them all. Hope Plumbing, 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
Family-owned and operated Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to help bring you live coverage of the presidential debate as title sponsor of Debate Night with WIBC. Garage Doors of Indianapolis embraces conservative values and agrees with Thomas Jefferson that an educated citizenry is vital for the survival of a free people. When you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
The best tailgates before the Colts games are back, presented by Real Alternatives. Join us at the tailgate lot at McCarty and Church Street at 10 a.m. before the Colts-Texans game. Admission is free. Ice-cold Bud Light for purchase, Jack Daniels and food trucks. Mingle with the ladies from Twin Peaks and personalities from our station. Sign up to win tickets and upgrades for the game and $100 in Colts cash from Bud Light. No purchase necessary, but you must be present to win. Tailgate with us starting at 10 a.m. at McCarty and Church Street, presented by Real Alternatives.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
More lives lost in yet another mass shooting. You've got 85 degrees. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 4:30. At least 4 people confirmed dead in Georgia after a shooting at Appalachia High School. Several other people were hurt and taken to the hospital. Alexandra Romero is a student at the school and was there when it all went down.
I was scared. Because I didn't know if it was still over or not, because a bunch of policemen were coming in and out the school.
A suspect is in custody. Shootings have kept police in Indianapolis busy lately, and they need your help. John Herrick reports.
One person was found shot and pronounced dead on South Gray Street at around 1 o'clock. A few hours before that, a man was shot on Washington Street and rushed to a hospital with serious injuries. IMPD believes his vehicle was stolen, and that vehicle was found a short time later. Police don't think these incidents are connected, but if you can help, they're asking you to call IMPD or Crime Stoppers. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
It was a busy Friday night for the Indiana State Police post in Peru.
Troopers issued 24 citations, 58 warnings.
State Police Sergeant Stephen Glass says nearly 24 people were arrested, including some for drunk driving. The man accused of shooting his Beech Grove KFC co-worker after being fired has entered a plea agreement. Wes Woodward has that story.
On Wednesday, Roberto Pettis pleaded guilty to aggravated battery in Marion County Superior Court as part of an agreement with prosecutors stemming from a November 2023 shooting at the Beech Grove Kentucky Fried Chicken, where he'd been fired earlier in the day. Pettis agreed to a sentence of 9 years in prison, followed by 2 years of home detention. He is also banned from all Marion County KFC restaurants. Final sentencing is slated for October 3rd. Wes Woodward, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Health experts claim sitting in a yoga chair for a 15-minute workout isn't just great for seniors, but it can be great for everyone. A quick yoga chair workout can help with your flexibility and posture, especially if you've been hunched over at your desk all day. And the closing bell report on 93 WIBC. The Dow Jones up 38 points, finishing the day at 40,974. The Nasdaq down 52 points to 17,084. And the S&P 500 lost 8 points, closing today at 5,520. WIBC News Time 4:32. Traffic and weather coming up in 1 minute.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela from the Michaelis Corporation. If you see mold growth in your home or business, you need to get it checked out by a professional. Michaela, why should someone with mold call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local and family-owned business for over 39 years. Our inspections are free and we're IICRC certified. Michaelis will sample the mold and has full remediation services if needed. Many times it is not needed, but we want to ensure it is not a dangerous type of mold.
It's important to know what you're dealing with, and should it be something that is a problem, does Michaelis help with the insurance process for mold remediation?
Absolutely. We handle working with insurance throughout the process to give you peace of mind.
If you suspect mold, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
With traffic, here's Matt Baer.
West side long delay on southbound 465 as stretches from 74 down to Sam Jones Expressway because of an oversized load broken down on southbound 465 at Sam Jones Expressway. Left lane is blocked. Again, that traffic slow from Sam Jones. Back to 74. Delay is running about 19 minutes right now. Eastbound 70, an earlier crash has a stop and go from Harding to Meridian, Illinois. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic from MLK, before MLK White River Bridge back to 21st Street. East side, southbound 465 at Brookville Road. That is a vehicle fire that has two right lanes closed right now at Brookville Road. Slow traffic back to I-70. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Making our way towards Wednesday evening. We'll be on the mostly clear side of things. Low temperatures dropping to only the mid-60s overnight. A little bit warmer than the last few evenings have been. That's because the wind has shifted from out of the northeast to out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that change up of the wind direction is why we might be near 90 degrees tomorrow afternoon under mostly sunny skies. Still no real chance of wind and rain being a factor in the forecast. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you now the Attorney General of Indiana, Mr. Todd Rokita.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges. Legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Well, China got caught spying on us again. Hammer, a former aide of two different New York governors, arrested by the FBI, accused of working as a Chinese agent. Linda Soon and her husband, both arrested this week at their home in Long Island. It was raided a few weeks ago by FBI agents. They're going to be charged under the Foreign Agents Registration Act. Jeez, man. Worked under Cuomo and Kathy Hochul. Her and her husband basically made millions by working to, quote, further the interests of the Chinese government, including forging Kathy Hochul's signature on a letter that helped Chinese companies earn pandemic-era contracts.
Come on. Well, at least it wasn't Eric Swalwell. I'm sure he's probably listening somewhere right now going, now, will you please get off my backside about, Chinese spies, please? But why does it always happen to Democrats? Like, why are they always so cozy with these people? They allow these types of things to happen.
Feinstein, the Love Gov, old Jesus wants you to get it vaxxed, Hochul, Fartwell.
Right.
All have background of being compromised by Chinese spies.
When you read up on this story, my favorite part here was a 2016 wire transfer of $47,895, and it was labeled payment for traveling. $47,895? Good Lord. That's some high rolling if you're traveling, and that's the expense. Tickets to concerts in New York, Carnegie Hall. I mean, just one thing after the other. High-end food, tickets. These people were in cahoots together. And imagine if this were a Republican. Let's just say that it was Ron DeSantis from Florida that had his name all over this story. You'd have Rachel Maddow camping out outside the governor's mansion in Florida. But because it's another scumbag story from New York, nothing to see here. Let's go get Donald Trump on something. That's what we'll do. That's how we change the story.
We'll make up this fake Russian collusion story. And while we're at it, we'll tell everybody that the Hunter Biden laptop is Russian disinfo. And we'll get the social media companies to go along with it and suppress free speech. Yeah.
I mean, when you say it out loud like that, it's pretty disappointing that this is kind of where we're at, right? Because that's a great plan if you're a Democrat. Oh, don't worry. I'll just text Zuckerberg and tell him that the Fed said to knock it off. That sucks.
I can only laugh if I don't cry. You know what I mean? Like, it's only... all this stuff we're talking about right now is crazy.
Right.
It's third world country type stuff.
Speaking of crazy, more legal stuff here. Press conference going on in Georgia about this school shooting earlier today. The suspect, who is alive in custody, a 14-year-old who will be tried as an adult.
Good, yeah.
14 years old.
I mean, look, a couple of weeks ago, we had the story of one Hendricks County school system, a gun in the school that they found. Remember that? There was initial reports that the gun had been brandished or something like that, but that wasn't true, but they found the gun. There was a gun in the school. It's scary. It's something that I think about every day when I drop my kids off at school. And while I'm comforted by the presence of police officers in both the schools that I drop my kids off, I don't know what additional protocols there are. I think they're not impenetrable, but I do think that there are protocols that involve lockdowns, at least in our school system, that might give somebody a fighting chance. And I really do like the idea of having teachers that volunteer to have guns,
I do too.
Guns in the classroom.
And hat tip to the school resource officers. I just hope the schools take this seriously. Hire resource officers that are not afraid to mix it up. Because what happened in Uvalde, Texas was unacceptable.
Think about it.
So hire the resource officers that are willing to mix it up. And one thing that I don't think is a horrible idea either, there are a lot of retired police officers or military vets that have volunteered. Hey, I'll do this at the school. If it means keeping the kids safe, I'll be the one that's in there willing to help out and take care of things. Maybe that's an avenue we go down too. But again, this press conference, 14-year-old, going to be charged as an adult. 2 students dead, 2 teachers dead in Georgia. What laws could be in place that would prohibit what happened today? Like, I know already the anti-gun people, they've picked a side. But, man, what laws should you put out there that say a 14-year-old should not murder people? Murder is already a law. Had no problem breaking that. There's some sort of breakdown in homes, in families. How could a 14-year-old be so full of anger, man, and do that? It's wild. So we'll keep you up to date on that story.
I'm looking at this story from Channel 13. Police in Beech Grove arresting a 15-year-old. Did you hear about this over the weekend, Hammer? Beach arrested a 15-year-old for his alleged role in a shooting that injured another teenager Labor Day weekend at the intersection of South 9th and Bellefontaine.
Yes. Yep. I remember that. I got the notification on the Citizens app. Again, it's a mess, man. And again, it's trending younger and younger and younger. right? These kids are not old enough to buy a weapon. So how are they getting them? And what's going on at home? What are these people being taught at home to where they want to go kill somebody at that age?
Or maybe it's adults with, gangster ties that recruit these kids that don't have a family life, that don't have a father influence, that know that they can recruit and send out these teenagers, these people that are underage, and commit these violent acts, knowing that they will probably, most likely, if they don't murder somebody, be back out on the street because of their age.
On the heels of that, we talked about the 49ers football player, their first-round draft pick.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Pearsall. He was shot in the chest. Like, it's a miracle this kid's alive. He's going to be okay, it sounds like, but he was shot in the chest at a robbery in San Francisco this past Saturday. The shooter was a 17-year-old, and this was a botched robbery. Sounded like the shooter was trying to rob this 49ers player, take his fancy watch, ended up shooting him in the chest. But thank God the player is going to be okay, and an arrest was made, and yes, he will be tried as an adult.
Welcome to Gavin Newsom's San Francisco. Welcome. Rookie?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
And I saw he's going to be, I think he's going to be gone 4 games. He'll be playing again. Yeah, like you said, a miracle.
So with all of this negative news right now in the news cycle, Nige, how about if I give you a reason to drink tonight? How about something positive, something fun?
I don't think I ever need a reason, but sure, I'll hear you out.
Happy 43rd birthday to Beyonce. Queen Bee is 43.
Okay.
Now, I know you're not real excited about that, but what if I told you I've got some fun mashups of Beyonce's single ladies?
Please.
Tell me if these move the needle for you. This is a mashup of Beyonce with Ballroom Blitz.
Oh, yeah.
Anything?
It's barely tolerable.
There's a line in that song, don't be mad when you see that he's on it. For the longest time, and this is a true story, I thought the lyrics were, don't be mad when you see that hair on it. And listen, you could take that a number of different ways, but I thought, man, Beyonce.
I thought you were going to say, don't be mad when he pees on it.
No, that's an R. Kelly song, actually. That's actually R. Kelly, allegedly. Here is a mashup featuring Beyonce's Single Ladies with the theme song to Andy Griffith. Here we go.
All the single ladies, 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 all the single ladies.
So which one's better?
The Andy Griffith theme song.
Just by itself.
Just by itself.
All right. Well, if you want to see some good music, how about be caller number 9 right now? 239-9393. ZZ Top and Leonard Skinnard coming September 14th. Ruoff Music Center, Deer Creek. Caller number 9. We got a fun little game you're going to play, but man, these are some heavyweights here. ZZ Top, Skinnard. Be a ZZ Top fan. That's the only hint I can give you. Caller number 9, 239-9393.
So, guys, if you're often feeling tired, lacking motivation and drive, gaining weight, noticing a loss of muscle mass, these are all signs. It could be signs of low testosterone. And you don't want to wait to find out. At Low T Center, they make it really easy and quick to get your levels checked. It's just a simple test, and with their on-site lab, you'll get results back in about 25 minutes, and then you could start your customized treatment.
The Low T Center does so much. It's not just testosterone treatments. It really is a one-stop shop for all things men's health. Yes, you can get physician-monitored, self-inject treatment plans that ship directly to your home, so you don't have to go to the actual facility. But you could also go in and talk about sleep apnea. Maybe your weight is an issue. Check out their weight loss treatments, prescription medications at the Low T Center. Book your appointment right now. lowtcenter.com. Most health insurance is accepted. lowtcenter.com. Book your appointment today.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-278-7239. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now. 800-278-7239.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-278-7239. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care, 800-278-7239, or go to oxcarcare.com.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, with leading-edge treatment options right in your backyard.
I feel blessed and lucky. If I knew someone that was going through what I was going through, I would definitely encourage them to participate in a clinical trial. For me, it was life-changing.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Truck drivers, it's time to drive for a company that values your time. At Midwest Logistics Systems, you'll get home every day and have a predictable Monday through Friday schedule with occasional Saturdays. Plus, you'll enjoy the convenience of driving out and back routes and hauling no-touch, mostly drop-and-hook freight. MLS drivers also earn performance and safety bonuses and have access to a comprehensive benefits package. Explore our selection of local dedicated driving jobs and apply today at MidwestLogisticsSystems.com.
It's not too late to get the backyard of your dreams this year. Expand your living space with an Indy Decorative Concrete patio. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Hey, it's JMV. 20% off patio furniture and 50% off pottery this week at Miss M's Home and Garden in Bargersville, State Road 135, just south of Whiteland Road.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
This is the part of the show where we beg you, we plead with you, hit like on that WIBC YouTube feed of the Hammer and Nigel show. We have to get over 100. So we need about 50 more people to like the live stream of this show. It's on the WIBC YouTube channel. Just look for it. You'll find it. There's a camera on Nigel rocking out the awesome Anthony Richardson jersey today. There's also a camera on me where it looks like I'm in witness protection program. So hit that like button and help us out. Thank you kindly, Matt Bear.
Southbound 465 on the west side. Broken down, oversized load of Sam Jones blocking the left lane. We also have a crash on southbound 465 before Washington on the left shoulder. And these two incidents have stop-and-go traffic running from Sam Jones Expressway back to I-74. Inbound 65 stop-and-go after 38th Kessler to Meridian Ped. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic from Harding to Meridian, Illinois. On the east side, southbound 465 before Brookville Road, that is a car fire on the right shoulder, causing slow traffic past I-70. Eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic on the north side after Meridian over to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146 and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at DrexelIN.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
85 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
So we got tickets to give away here. ZZ Top and Leonard Skinnard, Saturday, September 14th, up at Ruoff. The kids still call it Deer Creek. And caller number 9 is Joe. Joe, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Thank you, Hammer.
So we're going to play a little game here, Joe. In the past, we've had a game called Sing Along with Hammer. And I get it.
Oh, God.
Look, hold on.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to be singing today. I get a little frog in my throat.
Well, it's not going to be me.
I found a replacement.
Oh, okay.
AI Donald Trump, okay? So this is a AI Donald Trump sing-along. This is how it's going to work, Joe. Here in just a moment, you're going to hear AI Donald Trump singing a popular ZZ Top song. He will stop at some point. If you get the next line right or just get close, we'll give you credit for it. You got to get 2 out of 3, okay?
Okay.
Okay, ZZ Top Edition, sing along with AI Trump, number 1. I like it. Here we go.
I've been up, I've been down. Take my word, my way around. And I'm not looking for much. I said, Lord, take me downtown. I'm just looking for some.
Looking for some what, Joe?
Oh.
Said, Lord, take me downtown. I'm just looking for some.
Oh, crap. And I'm going to botch this one.
We need an answer.
I don't know this one.
Tush.
I do not know.
Looking for some tush.
Looking for some tush.
All right, that's all right. You got to run the table here, okay? I think you can get these next 2. All right. Now, if you listen closely, you might hear AI Joe Biden singing some backup at one point in this song.
Oh.
Here we go. Number 2.
Clean shirt, new shoes, and I don't know where I'm going to. Silk suit, black tie. Purple tie. I don't need a reason why. They come running just as fast as they can. Because every girl's crazy about it.
Joe, every girl's crazy about a
Sharp dress man.
Yeah, all right. It comes down to this.
One more.
Get this one right. We're going to give you the tickets. Number 3.
She's got legs. She knows how to.
She's got legs. She knows how to
use it.
Yeah! Woo! There we go, baby. My man.
Can we hear? Do we have time? I want to hear the quick Joe Biden backup vocal. Can we hear that again?
He gets the color of the tie wrong, I believe.
Can we hear
number 2, Allison?
Please hear this. You got to listen closely.
Clean shirt, new shoes, and I don't know where I'm going to. Silk suit, black tie. Purple tie. I don't need a reason why.
There it was. Joe, my man.
Very subdued Donald Trump there.
Yeah.
Singing along.
You have got the tickets, Joe. Hang on the line, and Miss Allison will take care of you, okay?
That's incredible.
Okay, thank you very much.
You got it. Now, tomorrow, maybe we'll have a Leonard Skinner edition.
Okay, yes, definitely. We got to get that in there.
It's a co-headlining tour. I think they alternate who the headliner is, and some points in the show get on stage together. I don't know.
Can we get AI Hogset, maybe?
Ooh,
join
boy.
in on the fun?
I think AI Hogset could do a little sing-along with Skinner tomorrow.
Okay.
Skinner! All right, so that's one contest down. We've got another contest coming up sometime before 7 for ELO coming up this weekend. Do not go anywhere, because up next, big news from the Delphi case. The judge's decision about what the defense can do at the trial has been made. We'll talk to our friends Anya and Kevin from the Murder Sheet next.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200.
It's all in the numbers with Window Nation. They installed over 200,000 windows last year. That's 40 times more than the average window company. Over 20,000 online positive reviews. Do you know how hard it is to get a positive review online?
Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. 0 down, 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. 866-90-NATION. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Can you hear me?
So can your customers. Get your message heard. Text business to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
Do you have an idea for a book, fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
Local news coming up next from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's now 5 o'clock. Fox News.
This is a Fox News alert. 2 students and 2 teachers are dead in Georgia. I'm Lisa Brady. A briefing just held on the school shooting earlier today at Appalachia High School in Winder, northeast of Atlanta. They just confirmed the suspect in custody is a 14-year-old student. Law enforcement arriving within minutes of the first reports of an active shooter this morning.
As well as 2 school resource officers assigned here to the school who immediately encountered the subject within just minutes of this report going out. Once they encountered the subject immediately surrendered to these officers, and he was taken into custody.
Chris Hosey, director of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, says that 14-year-old suspect will face a murder charge and be tried as an adult. No word on any specific motive at this point. There are local media reports of students trying to save a teacher.
Some of them saying that they saw a favorite math teacher who had been shot lying in a pool of blood. Some of the students pulled him into a classroom, barricaded the door, tried to administer first aid, tried to apply pressure to the wound to control the bleeding, but apparently to no avail. And so they had no choice but to wait until law enforcement could arrive.
Fox's Jonathan Seri. In addition to the 4 dead, at least 9 were sent to hospitals. President Biden urging Congress to pass gun safety legislation. Vice President Kamala Harris calls the shooting a senseless tragedy.
And it's just outrageous that every day in our country, in the United States of America, that parents have to send their children to school worried about whether or not their child will come home alive.
Former President Trump, in a social media post, calls the shooter a sick and deranged monster. There's a Fox News town hall with Trump beginning at 9 Eastern tonight on Fox News Channel. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
While the police sirens have stayed on, good afternoon. It's sunny and 86, low 60s tonight. I'm Donnie Burgess for the Michaelis Corporation. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Police in Indianapolis responded to several shootings across the city today.
At around 9:15 in the morning, IMPD says a man was found shot on East Washington Street between Belmont and Tibbs Avenues and was rushed to a hospital. Detectives think that all started with the man having his vehicle stolen, and that vehicle was found a short time later. A person was also found shot and killed not far from there on South Gray Street around 1 o'clock. Police are investigating these as separate incidents. If you know anything about them, you're asked to call IMPD or Crime Stoppers. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The defense team for Delphi murder suspect Richard Allen had a significant blow dealt today. Special Judge Fran Gall approved a state motion preventing Allen's lawyers from presenting theories about Odinism or third-party suspects at trial. Full breakdown at WIBC.com. Sex crimes against children has led to the arrest of a police officer. Ryan Hedrick has that story.
Indy Metro cop Kamal Bola was arrested on Tuesday by the Hendricks County Sheriff's Office. Bola faces charges for molesting a child and voyeurism. A family member of the victim told the cops what was going on. Bola has been with IMPD for 6 years. Chief Chris Bailey says he learned about Bola's arrest on Tuesday and immediately suspended him and recommended firing him. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A teenage girl was attacked by a man with a knife at a baseball game last weekend in Lowell. Matt Ramian tells Wish TV he was coaching third base when it happened.
She's a soldier. You know, she's a trooper, man. She's doing really well. She insisted on going to school today, and her mom told her, you know, you should stay home. And I know she wanted to go to school, so she did.
Police have ID'd the attacker as Dimas Yanis, a man they believe is from Honduras and has entered the U.S. legally. He's charged with attempted murder. Indiana gas down 10 cents from last week, says AAA. Indy has the cheapest gas at $2.73. WIBC News Time, 5:04.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela from the Michaelis Corporation. If you see mold growth in your home or business, you need to get it checked out by a professional. Michaela, why should someone with mold call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local and family-owned business for over 39 years. Our inspections are free and we're IICRC certified. Michaelis will sample the mold and has full remediation services if needed. Many times it is not needed, but we want to ensure it is not a dangerous type of mold.
It's important to know what you're dealing with, and should it be something that is a problem, does Michaelis help with the insurance process for mold remediation?
Absolutely. We handle working with insurance throughout the process to give you peace of mind.
If you suspect mold, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
With traffic on the 5s at 5:05, here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, Donnie, long delay on the west side. It's southbound 465 from Crawfordsville Road down to Sam Jones Expressway. It's because of an oversized load blocking the left lane, completely broken down. And right now, delayed time pushing 20 minutes at 19, as a matter of fact. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic, 38th Kessler to Meridian Bed. Northbound 65 slows from the north split up to 21st Street. Eastbound 70 stop and go after Harding into the south split. North side, eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. On the east side, southbound 465, vehicle fire before Brookville Road. It's isolated to the right shoulder, still causing a slowdown back to I-70. And another vehicle fire. This is on the west side, 46th Street west of Eagle Creek Parkway. Traffic sponsored by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. Train Heating and Cooling Systems are engineered to keep up with you. They run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We're going to be on the clear to partly cloudy side of things, mix of those two throughout the evening hours. Low temperatures drop to 65 with a breeze out of the southeast. Tomorrow looks even warmer, near 90 with mostly sunny skies. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narasutis for 93 WIBC.
The Hammer and Nigel Show up next. I'm Donnie Burgess, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a couple of special guests on the hotline.
The big story today is about the Delphi murders, and that's where we go to Anya and Kevin. They are behind the Murder Sheet podcast. They've been following this story from the very beginning. So, Anya, let me start with you, and then we're going to get Kevin in the mix here because I've got legal questions for him. Reset what the judge said today in the Delphi hearings.
So, huge news in the Delphi case today. Judge Francis Gull has ruled that the defense's Odinist theory cannot be brought up at trial. So, she has essentially thrown out their entire theory, and that's where we are right now.
What is the Odinist theory? If you can briefly reset that.
Absolutely. So the Odinist theory is the defense's theory of the crime, which they hold that a number of alleged Odinists, or people who worship the Norse gods, sacrificed the two victims, Liberty German and Abigail Williams, in the woods in Delphi. They have a number of men that they specifically name that they claim are Odinists, although frankly, the facts are a bit murky on that. And that is what they're saying happened rather than their client, Richard Allen, murdering these two girls.
And the judge also today stated that the defense cannot mention any names of people they think were a part of this. Is that right?
That's correct. As part of this getting thrown out, they are not allowed to accuse these men of the murders in court. And what the judge is essentially saying is that Indiana has very strict rules around case law and what you can bring into court in terms of third-party defenses. And what she's saying is that the defense did not come close to reaching that.
Okay, so this is where I want to get Kevin in the mix because Kevin has a background in law. So, Kevin, explain this to me like I'm 5 years old here. Again, I'm certainly not a lawyer. I don't even try to play one on the radio. But I'm looking at the prosecution against the defense here. On one hand, it seems like the judge is saying we're going to allow these confessions that the suspect made in jail, even though we know the way he's claiming that it happened has been debunked by autopsy reports. So they're allowing what could be fake information there. Why isn't the defense getting their opportunity to enter things in?
Well, first of all, I should mention that there has been an allegation that there was some inaccurate information in one of these confessions. That was in a defense filing. But what was interesting was that in court, the detective who's listened to all of these recordings of Richard Allen making confessions, they asked him, have you heard any of these allegedly inaccurate statements about the way the girls died in his confessions? And he said he did not. So it's not clear what exactly is in these confessions. I would imagine, though, if there is inaccurate information in the confessions that's not backed up by what's in the autopsies, that is something that even if it comes into court, a jury would be able to consider and weigh.
And you would think because the defense did not want those confessions, correct? The Richard Allen defense did not want those confessions let in to testimony. But I would think if you're defending this guy, you're like, yeah, look, he's crazy. He's talking gibberish. He's confessing to things that didn't even happen. It's inaccurate. And this is kind of how you know, and I'm sure you would call psychologists to the stand as well, but this is kind of how you know this guy isn't who he says he is or didn't do the things that he said he did.
That's a great point. If the confessions are inaccurate, I, as a defense lawyer, would love to have them come in because they would tend to lean towards my client's innocence. I would see it, too, and I think that's how a jury would see it. As for what happened today, the thing to remember about trials in Indiana, it's not like the old Cole Porter song, anything goes. There are very specific rules. They don't want you to come in and accuse someone of a crime, even if it's a defense trying to accuse someone else of the crime. They don't want you to do that unless you can draw a connection between that person and the crime. In other words, you have to have some sort of evidence that, no, this is the person that's responsible for the crime, not the person on trial, but this other person, this third party. And so there was a 3-day hearing last month where the defense had days to put on whatever evidence they could linking these so-called Odinists to the crime, and they were unable to do it. I was really struck by the fact that investigators for the defense were asked, is there any evidence that you've developed that puts these people in the town of Delphi on the day of the murders? And these investigators had to say, no, there was not.
And having the name of a person or a group of people isn't enough in this case to warrant that being present in the trial.
Yes, that's exactly right. They really needed to establish some kind of connection that would point to evidence existing. And what they were doing at the 3-day hearing just did not reach that level. And they were able to say, hey, investigators looked into these Odinists and investigated them, as is their jobs. But what the prosecution made clear was that the investigators investigated so many different people. They're not all guilty. And just because somebody came up on the radar early on and then was cleared does not make them free game to accuse of child murder in trial. It just, you need to have that established evidence that can raise reasonable doubt. And they didn't get there, in our opinion, and seemingly in the opinion of the judge.
So two pretty big rulings coming over the past few days. One, the testimony of Richard Allen, the confession allowed into testimony, and the defense is not allowed to bring up their theory of Odinism. Does this mean that we are actually inching closer towards a start date of, like, an on-time start date of this trial, would you say?
Oh, man, I wish that was my interpretation. Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. I think this is going to delay things. Now, the defense, the defense, if they feel the judge has been really unfair here, they have an opportunity to file an interlocutory appeal. That basically means they can go to the appeals court and say, hey, we think the judge made a mistake here. Okay. And that appeals court can rule, and that will delay things.
And, Kevin, just based off your again, legal background, gut feeling here, because the defense is going to appeal. Do you think they got a shot here?
To be honest, I don't. Sitting there in that courtroom and listening to the evidence that they offered, it was so thin. I really felt that Judge Gull had no choice but to rule as she did in this case.
What's the status of Richard Allen and his health and his appearance and his demeanor? I had read, I think, from our newsroom, I believe they're taking the handcuffs off him now. He's taking notes during some of these hearings. What are you seeing?
Yeah, so, at the 3-day hearings, he got a big life change because he was transferred to Cass County Jail. So he's been incarcerated there ever since. And of course, we only saw him briefly at the hearing that happened most recently. That was not public, although everyone showed up thinking there would be a public component. And he looks like he's gained some weight, I would say. He's always sort of behaved in a somewhat off-putting way in court by sort of looking around, staring down people, staring at the families of the victims. It's just kind of odd.
Whoa.
And I think, it's like he's like staring them down. I've locked eyes with him, and I'm not a kind of person, listen, to me, one person's glare might be another person's, kind of just resting face, right? I have a resting panicked face, so I never judge people or look too much into what they mean with an expression. But it's off-putting, and it's certainly a pattern, and I would hope that his attorneys would tell him not to do that during actual trial, because I just think his behavior in court can be unsettling for some. And listen, I am not in as many courtrooms as you are covering this. When I had my jury duty trial, and I had a pretty high-profile murder. It wasn't like a top story, but it was something that was on the news. We had a couple days in the courtroom, and the murderers staring directly at the jury. Like, people pick up on that kind of stuff, right? Yes, people find it creepy. And, no one should be making a jury decision based on that. But it doesn't help because you're sitting there and you're watching this and you're wondering, what's in this guy's head? What is he thinking by doing this? And I think, it's always interesting to see people in person because you can have those sort of weird little interactions from a distance and just sort of start to think like, okay, what's going on here?
Anya and Kevin from Murder Sheet Podcast covering the Delphi murders and the trial or the upcoming trial. What's next? Are there any other big rulings that we're waiting on, as big as the ones that we've seen over the past couple of days?
Fortunately, at least for the time being, I think we're in the clear. Now, the big thing will be whether or not the defense files an appeal on this. We tend to think that they probably have every reason to, and that will delay things. But if for some reason they decide to punt on it, we are heading for trial in October.
And where can we get more information from your work, not only on this case, but other cases as well?
Thank you so much for asking. We're Murder Sheet. Wherever you listen to podcasts, we should be there. You can look us up, subscribe, and we label all of our Delphi episodes the Delphi murders, so you can either follow that case or follow some of the other cases we cover too.
Anya and Kevin, the Murder Sheet podcast, as always, great stuff. And if you have any updates, please let us know.
Will do. Thank you guys so much.
Matt Baer has a look at the roads.
West side, southbound 465 at Sam Jones Expressway, still working on clearing an oversized load that's broken down. Again, southbound at Sam Jones, left lane closed, traffic stop and go back to 74 for a 25-minute delay. Inbound 65 jamming after 38th Kessler to the north split. Eastbound 70 slows from Belmont into the south split. East side northbound 465 drags from 70 up to 75th. Eastbound 465 stop and go traffic from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. And on the northwest side, northbound 465 stop and go from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Mr. Quick Home Services. Attention Indy homeowners, is your cooling system ready for the heat? Don't sweat it. Mr. Quick Home Services has you covered with their special $89 cooling tune-up offer. Call Mr. Quick. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we've got sunshine and 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up here in just a little bit, Tony Kennett will join us. But first, a spirited round of Are You Okay With This? Next.
Fall is here. Soon you'll be attending fall festivals and preparing Halloween costumes. But before the weather cools down, there are probably some issues with your home that still need your attention. Have you been ignoring your drywall cracks, uneven sagging or bouncing floors, sticking windows and doors, bugs and pests, wet basement, heightened indoor allergies, mold and mildew smells? Don't worry. With a free inspection from Indiana Foundation Service, you can find out what you need to do to protect your home and your family by pinpointing your home's issues at the source. Indiana Foundation Service has flexible financing plans, saving you money you can spend elsewhere. Indiana Foundation Service wants you to feel comfortable when fixing your problems and making a solid investment towards your home's future. Just visit IndianaFoundation.com today and schedule these local experts to come take a quick look.
Indiana Foundation Service, reliability from the ground up.
Fellas, if you notice lack of energy or motivation and drive, it could be low T. Get checked by the experts at Low T Center. They have over a decade of experience helping patients with testosterone therapy or TRT.
For established patients, they offer the convenience of physician-monitored at-home treatments with advanced, personalized plans that include both lab testing and self-inject medication. Low T Center ships directly to your door. LowTCenter.com. Book now. Get that appointment. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Truck drivers, it's time to drive for a company that values your time. At Midwest Logistics Systems, you'll get home every day and have a predictable Monday through Friday schedule with occasional Saturdays. Plus, you'll enjoy the convenience of driving out and back routes and hauling no-touch, mostly drop-and-hook freight. MLS drivers also earn performance and safety bonuses and have access to a comprehensive benefits package. Explore our selection of local dedicated driving jobs and apply today at MidwestLogisticsSystems.com.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher. BOOHER, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Boer Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Boer, B-O-O-H-E-R, BoerRemodeling.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show. Oh, yeah! Oh, man, Hammer, are you excited for Altoids Sours returning? Remember Altoids?
I remember Altoids.
The breath-freshening little white...
Came in like a little can.
Yeah, like a tin.
Right.
Sure. The sours, the Altoids sours, like citrus, tangerine, mango, were discontinued 14 years ago. Here is the classic commercial featuring a... This is pretty hip and modern for 14 years ago. This Altoid commercial featuring a dominatrix that slaps a guy on his second try of Altoid sours and makes him like the candy more.
Altoid Sours Challenge.
So go ahead and try the first one.
Okay.
So how do you like it?
It's okay.
Now go ahead and try the second.
Smacks him.
So how did you like that?
I like that one. I like it a lot.
People love Altoid Sours. Will you?
Are you okay with Altoid Sours returning in that commercial with the dominatrix?
Why don't I remember that commercial? Like, it's only 14 years old. Like, I should have known that commercial. I had never heard that before. No, I'm not okay with this.
No?
I've never had an Altoid sour. I know what Altoids are. They're for fresh breath, but I'm supposed to jump up and crap snowballs because there's a sour Altoid coming out. To me, the biggest part of this story, the buried lead, if you will, was the dominatrix commercial where the dude is basically like, thank you, may I have another? But in terms of the Altoid sours coming out, I don't care. So no, not okay with this at all.
A bowling team in Kentucky set a new world record, raised money for cancer charity, and it was 4 bowlers, rolled over 2,000 strikes in 24 hours. Here's the team and their supporters talking about this big record.
These guys have been bowling since midnight. Most strikes in a 24-hour period in 10-pin bowling by a team of 4 people. They just achieved at 1:49 p.m. this afternoon a brand new Guinness World Record.
And we're going to keep bowling and drive that number way high so nobody can beat us.
The money is going to the Friend for Life Cancer Support Network.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You okay with that? Yeah.
Oh, I love this. And again, I could bowl for a year and not get 2,000 strikes. This team did it in 24 hours. Like, my son is good at bowling, but people saw you and I at our charity bowling event last year, Nigel.
No, it was this year. It was January, right?
January,
Yeah.
that's right, early this year. And they know that we are not very good at bowling. Yeah, this is awesome. 2,032 strikes in 24 hours. Now, can I have a moment of personal privilege here?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about your son and his bowling team.
So the U-Indy men's bowling team was taken away by the University of Indianapolis. Seems like this is kind of a Title IX thing. You know, Chris doesn't want to say anything because he loves the university. Like, he's having the time of his life there. He loves everybody there. But on the outside looking in, the women's team stayed, but the men's team went away. And that was true for a couple of other different sports as well.
The women's bowling team stayed?
Correct. And the men's team went away.
I guess I'm familiar with Title IX. I just didn't know exactly how that worked. It seems like a unique thing from campus to campus. Wow.
Now, again, a lot of these universities will say, well, it was a budget cut, right? That's their fancy way of saying, we're trying to be compliant to Title IX. And I was talking with Kurt Darling in the newsroom. He was an track and field athlete, I believe, at Indiana State back in the day, and the same type of thing happened to him. So he understands what we're going through here. But I've got some encouraging news. Bless his heart, the kid truly is a hammer because he's got the willpower of, whatever. He's trying to get the bowling team back. It would not be an official university sport. It'd be like a student-ran organization sport, but they could still compete against other universities.
Okay.
So he's meeting with the brass at the University of Indianapolis today. He's basically put together a team of the returning players and some incoming freshmen. So he's making the pitch. I'll talk to him tonight and find out how things went about whether or not they're going to be able to compete representing the University of Indianapolis in some of these bowling tournaments. So I'm rooting for the kid. I hope he pulls this off. He's lobbying. He's playing Let's Make a Deal, trying to talk the university into it. So I'll have an update for you tomorrow. But until then, great moments in bowling history. Remember when COVID happened and everything was shut down, man? Everybody was locked in, shut down, but slowly but surely, places started opening up.
Georgia quicker than probably most, maybe even quicker than Florida.
Right. I mean, South Dakota, I don't think they closed at all.
Yeah.
But it was Brian Kemp that opened up barber shops, tattoo parlors, and bowling alleys in Georgia before anybody else did. And that's what gave us this awesome Hammer and Nigel record single.
All right, Georgia. Keep on bowling, baby.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp will allow some non-essential businesses to begin reopening. Tattoo parlors, bowling alleys, salons, and barbershops can reopen.
Ladies and gentlemen, coronavirus, gotta keep on bowling, baby.
Come on.
Lift off the lockdown. Feel free to go out. Get a haircut. Tell me what you're gonna do now. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. Come on. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. Yeah. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. You know I got a 7-10 split right here. EMP, Brian Kemp has no fear. Every time I roll, it's a strike or a spare. Got shoes you share, balls you share. 3 or 4 weeks, fewer people getting sick. So come get your kicks with this Kemp brisket mix. So what's your handicap, punk? Yo, set the pins up and wish me good luck while I pick this spare up. Keep bowling, 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 bowling. Yeah! Bowling, come on. Yes. Bowling, bowling. Yeah? Keep bowling, 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 bowling.
Donnie Burgess is standing by with a look at the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
4 dead in a Georgia school shooting. It's mostly sunny and 85. I'm Donnie Burgess. Here's what's trending at 5:30. 2 teachers and 2 students shot and killed at a Georgia high school this morning. Director Chris Hosey of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation says the suspect is a 14-year-old student at the school.
He has been taken into custody. He will be charged with murder, and he will be tried as an adult.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp says he's directed all available state resources to respond to the incident. A U.S. Navy sailor has been detained in Venezuela.
White House National Security Advisor John Kirby.
My understanding is that this individual was on some sort of personal travel and not official government business.
That sailor's been held since on or about August 30th. Venezuela's in political turmoil as Nicolas Maduro insists he won last July's election. But much of the international community says the real winner was his opponent, Edmundo Gonzalez. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Several arrests were made by the Indiana State Police post in Peru Friday during what they call saturation patrols.
Those arrests were announced Wednesday afternoon by State Police Sergeant Stephen Glass.
6 arrests for operating while intoxicated. 20 total criminal arrests overall, 6 of them being drug-related arrests, 7 of them being felonious charges, and 4 driving while suspended.
They also issued 24 citations and 58 warnings. Glass says saturation patrols are when they pick areas that are high in either crime or traffic problems and they devote their attention to those areas to fix those problems. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're paying an average of $3.21 a gallon for gas today, says AAA. That's down 10 cents from last Wednesday, down 40 cents from last month, and it's 10 cents below the national average. The cheapest gas is right here in Indianapolis at $2.73 a gallon. With a look at the roads, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Donnie, looking at the east side, this is Lawrence, where we have a nasty hit here. It is southbound 465 before Pendleton Pike, closing off 2 right lanes, causing stop traffic back to Fall Creek. Delay times of 14 minutes. On the west side, oversized load broken down on southbound 465 at Sam Jones Expressway. This is blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic all the way back to 74 Crawfordsville Road. Delay time at 18 minutes. Inbound 65 stop and go from 38th Kessler to Meridian Pad. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic from Belmont to Meridian, Illinois. North side eastbound 465 jammed up Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And now the forecast, brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Making our way towards Wednesday evening. We'll be on the mostly clear side of things. Low temperatures dropping to only the mid-60s overnight. A little bit warmer than the last few evenings have been. That's because the wind has shifted from out of the northeast to out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that change up of the wind direction is why we might be near 90 degrees tomorrow afternoon under mostly sunny skies. Still no real chance of wind and rain being a factor in the forecast. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Arsutis for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Donnie Burgess, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
He is an investigative reporter for the Daily Signal. He's also the host of the Tony Kennett Cast. Every Monday through Friday, right after our program at 7 o'clock, he is Tony Kennett. And Tonis, Nigel and I were debating, in order to be, pop culture savvy, because I feel like this is a thing now. One of us should do this interview in a fake country accent like Kamala Harris did yesterday. Like I was almost going to open this up as, I say the Tonis is joining us right now on the hotline.
It's hard to know if you're a Texas oil baron or foghorn leghorn.
Yes.
Or Kamala Harris, for that matter.
The answer is yes on all three.
I got to tell you guys, I like doing impressions. You know this. I like dipping into Joe Swanson from Family Guy,
sure,
or some of the other accents that I do. I've never heard someone go from like weird foghorn leghorn to an extra off of the movie Friday to like a reject from a Medea movie in 3 hours. I'm impressed.
I mean, that's the Kamala Harris experience, right? In Detroit, you're going to get this weird Southern accent. Maybe she's trying to be really black and relate. I don't know. But then in Pittsburgh, all of a sudden, she's ready to be the head of, some major corporation. No accent at all within a 3-hour span.
Yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful that Kamala, who has flip-flopped on more policies than you can shake a stick at in the last 10 years, has also flip-flopped on the accents, and which I guess is something they must teach you when you go to high school at a private and public Catholic high school in Canada. You guys know there's a lot of Southern accents and inner-city accents over there.
Right. So where are we at right now with this presidential election? Here we are on November 4th. We're less than a week away from the first debate, Tony. Feels like every day different polls come out that show each side is in the lead. What do you make of all this?
Well, you guys know how much I hate being right, and I know how much you guys hate being right. I seem to remember while I was getting ready for my show, I always have the Hammer and Nigel show on right before I start, to be honest with you, just so that I don't accidentally steal any of your segments. Anywho, so in those particular moments, I heard right after the DNC that you guys pointed out there was no bump, that she wasn't getting any big, huge swing in support after this Democrat convention. I said the same thing on my show based on what I saw on the ground. And although a lot of people were promising, oh, it's going to get here, guys. Oh, it's going to happen. She's going to have her big moment. Never happened. And so what we're seeing now is a campaign that's kind of grasping at straws. I mean, she pulled Joe Biden's corpse on stage the other night, for God's sake. I mean, if that's not desperation, my goodness.
And you talk about flip-flop. I don't think we've had a chance to chat with you since her big interview with CNN and Dana Bash. I mean, the stuff about fracking alone, how you could play a clip from her in 2019. Oh, yeah, I'm all in on banning fracking. I want to ban fracking. And then that stupid interview where she said, no, I don't want to ban fracking, but my values are the same, which makes no sense. What is she trying to accomplish? Does she think people are stupid?
Yeah, of course she thinks people are stupid. That's what they're riding on.
But we had the clips. I'm just telling you, we had the clips. I was off work, but I know Hammer played the clip of Kamala Harris in 2019. And I'm all in on banning fracking. And now fast forward to that interview last week. I don't want to ban fracking. What is that?
Well, you guys, I don't know if I hadn't seen a lot of people pointing this out. That wasn't even the most damning part of that section of the interview. That was right after she was talking about her values having not changed. She said, no, I don't want to ban fracking. Also, climate change is so real that we need to pass a bunch of laws and regulations that ban things so that we are accountable to the climate. Wait, wouldn't that be banning fracking? So she actually endorsed banning fracking and endorsed not banning fracking in the same two sentences. You don't exactly need a college degree to figure that one out. You need a couple of crayons and a piece of Post-it note.
And the fact that Kamala and her running mate, Old Balls Tim Walz, sat down with a pre-recorded interview with Dana Bash of CNN. And from what I'm able to understand here, they were there for 45 minutes to an hour, and all CNN could get from that conversation was 18 minutes. What does that tell us?
Well, I mean, look, for those that watch the live stream on WIBC, they know that we've got like two web cameras inside the studio. You can see Hammer standing there. You can see Nigel taking it easy, and it's just a good vibe. That shot off of two webcams looked infinitely better than a network television setup that they had in a diner for some reason. The weirdest shot setup I've ever seen. The interview looked bad. It sounded bad. Dana Bash didn't press them on anything. And you're right, 18 minutes of conversation out of 2 hours of recording. How bad are they at this? Are things that bad over at CNN, really?
Now, Tony, let me jump in here real quick, because I thought Dana was actually okay when she was speaking with Tim Walz, because she brought up the stolen valor and the weapons of war stuff. Now, he was totally squirrely and weird, but at least she brought that up to him.
So I'll push back on that and say that it's one thing to bring something up. So there's a thing you can do in interviewing where, let's say there's somebody that I like, but I want to appear impartial. So I'll ask them the question, and then whatever it is that they tell me, I'll just take what they say as gospel. So, you do something, you have some kind of a scandal, whatever it is, and I bring you on the air and I say, hey, did you lie about this? And then the person says no, and I kind of move along. Dana was doing that nonsense. She didn't actually really press him. She actually tried to make excuses for him. Well, maybe your position evolved, Kamala.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's my whole thing. She was giving them multiple choice answers. She would ask them a question. Dana Bash would say something like, hey, Kamala, you flip-flop on this. Was it because of this? Was it because of that? Was it because you thought this at this time? Was it because you thought that at that time? Like, no, don't give a multiple choice. Just answer the question and shut up.
She did the same thing with Walz, though. She's like, well, maybe did you misspeak? Maybe did you, and literally just offering it up. All he has to do is say, yeah, you talk a lot. Sometimes you get things wrong. Instead, he's like, sometimes my grammar's not always what it should be. And everyone's like, what are you on? And can I have some?
Right. What the hell does grammar have to do with lying about having a gun in combat? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So with Kamala Harris not able to do a standalone interview with a friendly media outlet by herself, what are we looking for with this debate on Tuesday night? We've got a big debate party. It's sold out. Thanks to Garage Doors of Indianapolis for sponsoring it. But it sounds like Kamala's still trying to change some of the rules, Tony.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up, because actually I'm flying out to D.C. and we're doing a huge show out for the the WIBC crew. So we'll go from you guys back over to us. It'll be a huge, big kind of shebang the way that we love to do it. And what I'm looking for is the absolute sheer panic that has been rank in the Harris Walls campaign over this debate to appear on screen, because they have been desperate to get ABC News to go back and now unmute the mics and change the rules. As of this very moment, they are still trying to get ABC to change its rules, and they're not doing it. So Kamala's not even going to get her, excuse me, Mike Pence. I'm like talking. They're not even going to get that moment. She's screwed. And I don't mean Willie Brown screwed. I mean like in policy.
It's pretty desperate. I don't know if this had anything to do with her campaign or not
You
specifically.
You got to be desperate to sleep with Willie Brown.
Well,
Nigel.
okay,
I mean,
yes.
to be fair.
On that note, I will give you that. But desperate in terms of faking an endorsement from the NFL football franchise, the Philadelphia Eagles. What can you tell us about that?
So I have a friend on the ground. He's a big reporter on X. His name's Nick Sodor. We covered the DNC together. He went back home to Philly. I don't know if you guys know anything about Eagles fans. They're very, very passionate. I mean, they'll start a fight after a game if they won.
They booed Santa Claus. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus once.
They'll fight each other while they're waiting to fight you. I mean, that's how passionate they are. And Kamala faked an endorsement, put up posters and like her in like a weird kind of comic style Philadelphia Eagles football uniform, and she's trying to make it look like she's been endorsed by the Eagles. And what's amazing is the Eagles fans saw it and said, wait a minute, that ain't right. And so she actually upset the Eagles fans, which is, why would you do that?
I saw footage of I saw footage of some guy like covering up those posters.
That's like going into a town in the South and putting up a sign that says NASCAR is stupid. Like, you're asking to get shot. I don't know what you're doing. And
SEC
so,
football sucks.
I don't know why you would do this. And so, there are Eagles fans that are going around plastering up an official statement from the Eagles saying that they don't endorse her over the posters that she's put up at these bus stops. So just shoving her foot right in her mouth. At this point, it's got to feel more at home there than, at the bottom of her ankles.
Can you come back for one more segment here, Tony? We got to take a break.
Sure.
And on that note, the Tonus, Tony Kennett, will come right back with us. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Listen to what one of Window Nation's customers, Vicky, had to say. Quote, "We couldn't be happier with the product as well as the installers. Very kind, professional, and clearly very knowledgeable. Extremely respectful of us and our property from start to finish. This was a great experience." Look, it's hot out there, and cooling your house is more expensive than ever. If your old, inefficient windows are costing you hundreds of dollars a year in energy bills, call Window Nation, 866-90NATION, or windownation.com.
When Window Nation comes out to your house, they measure multiple times to get it right. They're in, they're out. This is why they're the best in the business. Your house will look great. Your energy-efficient windows will lower your bills. Call Window Nation today, 866-90NATION. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. Nothing down, no interest, no payments for 2 years. 866-90NATION or windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
When you have a stuffy nose, life can be a bit unpleasant. Some live every day with a stuffy nose, and that can make life downright miserable. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we are committed to eliminating your nasal breathing problems with simple in-office procedures like balloon sinuplasty, which requires no surgical cuts, little to no downtime, and can have you breathing better in less than 30 minutes. At Advent, we understand your inability to breathe freely limits your quality of life. And that's why we continue to pioneer the most advanced in-office procedures that have made our practice a global destination for those seeking to live their highest quality of life. Visit AdventKnows.com to see if you're a candidate for the balloon sinuplasty procedure. Because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Do you have an idea for a book? Fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
During an asthma attack, every second feels like an eternity. Primatene Mist opens airways quickly. Get the #1 FDA-approved over-the-counter asthma inhaler. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again.
It's not too late to get the backyard of your dreams this year. Expand your living space with an Indy Decorative Concrete patio. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Tailgate this Sunday from 10 to 1 at the parking lot at McCarty and Church Street before the Colts-Texans game. Presented by Real Alternatives, Jack Daniels, and Twin Peaks. Register to win a ticket upgrade or tickets to the game and $100 in Colts cash from Bud Light. No purchase necessary.
Matt Baer has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, on the east side, southbound 465 on the exit to Penn Pike. It is a crash blocking the right shoulder. All lanes have reopened. We're still stop and go traffic past 69 to Allisonville Road. At eastbound 465, stop and go Westfield Boulevard to the White River. Downtown, stall eastbound 70 Meridian, Illinois, blocking the left lane, stopping traffic back to Belmont. And on the west side, long delay running southbound 465. We have a broken down oversized load southbound 465 at Sam Jones. That's blocking the left lane, causing stop and go traffic past the 74 Crawfordsville Road interchange for a 19-minute wait. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
84 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back with Tony Kennett. He is the host of the Tony Kennett Cast every Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock, right here at 93 WIBC. Tony, let's kick it in the world of scholastic universities. Columbia back at school, which means it is protest season on the campus of Columbia. It took all of one day for these lunatics to come back. I don't know how many arrests were made yesterday, but after one day, they were on pace for more arrests than days of school. What do you think about these pro-Hamas, anti-Israel lunatics back at it after the summer vacation on the campus of Columbia and some other schools?
So I think that I saw some familiar faces since I was leading their protests over at the DNC. I thought I'd
That's right. You were in the Lions Den there.
That's right, leading the Lions. I put on the Lion costume and marched at the front. And again, sorry to ABC News for ruining your footage almost. But when we're talking about Columbia, they've had a series of very unserious faculty for the last decade and a half. And we've basically been waiting for a moment for them to throw out any semblance of academic integrity, of any actual learning, anything that's worth the money to go there, and just kind of throwing that away so they can become a full-time protest lemonade stand. And now that they've done it, you see all of these professors, I mean, the pro-Hamasniks, they're going to say the same thing every day of the year. Nothing groundbreaking there. But look at the professors who realize that maybe, just maybe, they've done goofed. Maybe, just maybe, calling for the abolition and the burning down of everything over the last couple of years in their Marxist classrooms, maybe that would put their heads in the guillotine eventually. And so now they're like holding their skirts, the ladies and then, you know, some of the guys, because it's Columbia, and they're sprinting off to their classrooms and they're trying not to make eye contact. And, well, it's not really working out too good now, is it?
No, and again, Columbia is kind of ground zero here, but you see these lunatics all over the place. And what Nigel and I were talking about yesterday was, what if you were a Jewish student that doesn't really care about politics, right? There are people in this world who don't give a damn about what's happening anywhere else. They just want to go from algebra class to the next classroom without being accosted. And now you've got these lunatics on campus. The ACLU gets involved. They pick a side, and they chose the side of the people doing the harassing.
So I actually have a friend who is an Orthodox Jew over at Columbia. And I asked him, I said, so when you want to get away from this nonsense, when you want to get away from this open harassment and the threats, where do you go? And he says, I go to work, because you're sure as hell not going to find any of them over on a job site anywhere.
Brilliant. Love that answer. Love that answer. What's coming up on your big show tonight?
Well, tonight we're getting a few things set on stage. We're going to be talking about our big, huge panel show we're doing on Tuesday for the debate, when we're not throwing it over to you at your debate coverage. And also, we're kind of getting prepped. We've got some special guests later on in the week. It's a fun time over at the cast.
And by special guests, you mean Pauly Shore and Tony Danza. Please tell me that's the case.
Oh, absolutely. Just for you, Hammer. Just for you.
On Twitter, @TheTonus. Nobody does it better. Tony Kennett, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
What would happen to your husband or wife if you passed away first? Would they be confused about finances and struggle to make ends meet? There is a solution that could guarantee your spouse receives steady and reliable income for the rest of their life. And it's backed by one of the largest, most trusted insurance companies in the world. Learn more by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. Call now, 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120.
If you've saved more than $200,000, schedule your free analysis with Bill Demery. Call 317-648-5120. Your bills won't stop when you pass away. That's why you need a solution that could